Welcome to the third episode of Tumbling Podcast of Flesh. I'm Corey's Crypt,
Is BDG Reviews.
and we got quite an episode today. We're reviewing Black Christmas from '74, and it's 2006 quasi-remake, so that'll be the finale of it. But figure let's start off with releases.
Yeah,
And,
sure.
I wanted to go over the ones that I already had written down before we go over the Big Ten.
Okay.
You know, the first one I wrote down is Criterion. Actually, they released a few of them. And one of them, they're actually releasing Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me.
Yeah.
Ain't that
I got that with the Twin Peaks box set.
Yeah,
that
so
came
did
through.
I. So it's
But
like,
I'm hoping maybe it's going to be a new print or something.
are you
I don't
picking
know.
it up if it's a new print?
I'm considering it if it has, enough on it to warrant getting.
Oh,
Otherwise I'll just stick with what I got,
I actually can't stand the movie, man.
It's one of those things, the completist in me wants to have it.
Yeah. No,
You
I
know?
love Twin Peaks. I mean, the original 90s run.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I hated the movie.
Yeah, probably.
Because I wanted a conclusion to that whole Dale Cooper thing with him turning into Bob or whatever. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
But you need to get up on it if you haven't seen it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Dude.
very true.
I'm sure I've asked you this, but have you watched the revamp of Twin Peaks, the new?
No, I've been meaning to, but I think I'm going to wait for Blu-ray.
Oh yeah, I did ask you that. 'Cause
Yeah.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah, I
Man.
just kind of, I don't know, I kind of like, like binging it.
Yeah, it's not, to me so far. It's not good, man.
Yeah.
I mean, have you
Well,
heard anything about it? Like
I
the
haven't heard
general
much.
story of it?
Not really. I've heard essentially it's literally just more of the same.
Yeah, well, it's
Which isn't
David
a bad
Lynch.
thing, but,
Yeah, it's David Lynch, but the
Yeah.
that cliffhanger with Dale Cooper,
Mm,
it's I don't think they're handling it well. I mean, it's the 10th episode, 11th. Tomorrow will be the 11th episode out of 18. And
yeah.
Dale Cooper still isn't Dale. He's a guy named Dougie, and it's just it
Yeah.
doesn't feel. That's the thing I want to say about it. It doesn't feel like Twin Peaks.
Yeah. Yeah. I've kind of found that with like David Lynch, he can be either really on or really off,
Yeah,
and it sounds like he's kind of off for this.
yeah. I think what
Yeah.
I think it is, and I feel bad saying it because I'm such a movie fan, and I always love to see directors get their full creative freedom. But this is
Yeah.
like one of the very few times I'll say I think he has too much creative freedom.
Yeah,
There-
yeah, I know what you
When
mean.
he was on CBS or ABC or whatever it was that Twin Peaks first aired on, there was somebody there kind of reeling him in a little bit,
Yeah, Yeah.
and it's like he kind of needs it because it's too. I'm sure there's people out there that love it though. So
I'm sure there are. I don't know. I guess maybe it's just also with it being a continuation of such like a beloved
yeah,
series,
that
like-
and it's David Lynch, arguably the biggest cult director
Yeah.
of all time.
That's true.
I don't think any other director has as big of a cult following as he does.
I can't really think of any, other than maybe Cronenberg.
I still think Lynch has a bigger following.
I'm quite sure he does.
Yeah, if I
I
think
mean-
of all the cult directors like John Waters and all them, Lynch is
Yeah.
the most popular to me.
That's true. Well, I mean, hell, you got a TV series.
Yeah.
How many cult directors can you actually say get like a proper like syndicated TV show?
Yeah. That and it's like I kind of sound hipster saying this and I don't want to, but it's kind of annoying seeing how I remember when Twin Peaks kind of felt like it was ours, you know what I mean? Like if you were
Yeah.
into Twin Peaks, it felt like yours because it wasn't a big thing. Nobody really knew about it. It
Yeah.
was cultish. Now it's like, oh, I like Twin Peaks, and it's like, well, so does everybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's nothing special about it anymore.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It almost feels like it's one of those things that got, caught up in the mainstream.
Yeah, yeah. It. I don't know. You know, it's hard to say really which way to go with it. You know,
Yeah.
like is it just like literally like a cash in, or well,
I don't know what it is.
I
I know
can't
there
really
was,
say that because of the amount of creative freedom he was given.
yeah,
You
that and
know,
David Lynch literally directs all 18 episodes.
yeah, well, I guess it's good that he's getting work.
Yeah. And the weird thing is he's getting standing ovations and everything at all these shows, and it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like he should have got the standing ovation for the original Twin Peaks. He should have got
Oh yeah,
that for
definitely.
Lost Highway. Like, why is he just now getting these standing ovations for what my opinion is his worst piece of work?
Yeah, I don't know. All we can hope is like maybe he'll turn it around in the last arc, if you will,
Yeah,
the last
maybe.
arc of the show. It's possible,
Maybe.
you
But
know.
I mean, I don't care too much about it. I mean, we got Ash vs. Evil Dead coming up again this
Yeah.
October. The
Yeah.
Strain season 3 just premiered. I've been digging that.
Oh yeah. That's a great show.
Yeah.
What I just love about that show is it was filmed in Toronto, near where I live. So
What, the Strain?
yeah. So the
Wow.
first season, I see all these places and I'm like, I've been there.
Wow, that's
Like,
pretty cool.
yeah, it's like, well, you remember in the first season that one who was like a rock star and like his junk was
Oh
falling
yeah, he
off and
was like a
everything?
Marilyn Manson type
Yeah,
ripoff.
that place is literally like right across from a place I go for lunch sometimes.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
So I see it and I'm like, dude, like I know that place.
Wow.
I love stuff like that. I really do. When you recognize something.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But back to this Criterion release.
Yep.
It's cool for Criterion because they are collecting. They've released almost every single David Lynch work up to
Yeah.
this point. I don't think they've done anything with Blue Velvet for some reason.
No, they haven't touched Blue Velvet and they haven't touched Dune.
Yeah, those are the only two because they've touched all the other ones. They've even touched that documentary on them they're
Yeah.
releasing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is kind of cool, I guess, if you're a completionist and you want the Criterions, but to
Yeah.
me, that's about as useless of a release as it can
Yeah.
get. I mean,
I mean, I think it would be cool, like, if they had, like, a new cut of it or something.
yeah,
You know, like, and honestly, you know, with the new stuff they're filming now, you could totally recut it
yeah,
with stuff from the new stuff and, like, you know, maybe make it work a bit better. I don't know. Um,
yeah, I'm not even going to pick it
yeah.
up at all. I have it, obviously, in that Blu-ray set, and
Yeah.
I didn't even watch it in the Blu-ray set. I watched it when it first came out, but,
Yeah.
yeah, that's about it, man.
Yeah. I'll wait and hear what people say about it.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
it has, like, a new 4K transfer and all that,
Yeah, then
even
it's
then
worth
I won't,
considering.
but that would make me at least understand it.
Yeah.
But this
Yeah.
next release, which it's bittersweet because obviously the biggest piece of news, I'm sure you can guess someone passing, but we'll get
Yeah.
to that in the news. But it coincides with this release that Arrow's releasing,
Mhm.
that Romero box set Between Night
Yeah.
and Dawn.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm
Yeah.
excited for that, man.
That's going to be like pretty neat just to get, you know, the original of the Crazies and Season of the Witch and stuff.
Yeah, I've
It-
never seen Season of the Witch, and I've never seen the vanilla one. I've never even heard
Yeah.
of the vanilla one.
Yeah, me neither. I get the idea that's probably thrown in just so they can make it a trilogy.
Yeah. No,
You
I'm
know?
I'm all
Yeah.
game for it. I mean,
Yeah,
I love that title too, Between Night and Dawn.
I know. It just works so
I know,
great.
and that box, the cover of it looks sweet, and
It
it's
does.
one of those ones where you basically have to pick it up now because of the passing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a shame that that's kind of, you know,
Yeah,
what everyone will remember about this time right now, you know?
I know. There's been 3 deaths to people that I like a lot this. We
Yeah.
might as well just talk about it now, man, because
Yeah, might as well.
George A. Romero passing, bro, that was a shock, man.
I did not see that coming. Now, I mean, honestly, when you see pictures of how he looked recently, he didn't look in the best of health,
Yeah,
but I never expected him to be going anytime soon, honestly.
Neither did I. And it's one of
Because,
those
I mean,
things
hell, he
where,
was still working on new stuff.
yeah, and he always seemed real lively and always real energetic.
Yeah,
It's just one of those things I didn't expect.
me neither, Sometimes, you hear of someone dying, like when Christopher Lee died, you know?
Yeah.
Honestly, it was sad, but no one was really,
Shocked.
yeah,
Or Herschel
because,
Gordon Lewis, that was sad, but I wasn't
yeah,
really shocked. But
yeah, but, I mean, George A. Romero, I mean, damn, that's
yeah,
just,
man.
yeah,
And then also to have Chester Bennington hang himself 2 or 3 days
I know,
later. I don't know how you
yeah,
felt about Linkin Park, and I don't want to dwindle too much on Linkin Park because it's a
yeah,
horror podcast.
yeah,
Uh,
uh,
but
I
I
thought they were
loved Linkin
okay,
Park back in the day, like Hybrid
yeah.
Theory and Meteora.
Yeah, I thought they were pretty decent. I mean, I was never a huge fan,
No,
but
I mean I thought
anytime
their
someone
later
goes that
albums.
way, is just
Yeah,
kind of sad. And then, of course, John Hurd, right?
yep, that was the third one. That's the one that I felt. Well, let me preface it by saying George A. Romero. He's like
Yeah,
obviously a bigger loss in the horror community.
yeah.
But me personally, I'm not the biggest Romero fan.
I know what you mean.
I'm excited for this box set, but
Yeah,
zombies, I don't enjoy zombie movies. It's just very rarely. Like I like The Dead Next Door, the occasional zombie movie, but I just don't
I
dig
know what
him.
you mean.
So,
Yeah,
that's what he's known for. He's a good director.
yeah,
I can enjoy his movies, but he's
yeah.
not a director where if my collection was on fire, his movies
Would be
wouldn't
the
be the
first thing
first.
you'd grab.
Yeah,
Uh,
no.
yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, where John Hurt, on the other hand, I
Yeah,
love John Hurt. I loved him in
yeah,
Home Alone, obviously. The
yeah.
Boneyard. I loved him in. There was a movie with him and Goldie Hawn.
Hmm.
I can't remember the name of it, but he was like a boyfriend and he goes crazy, and it's kind of like a Fatal Attraction type thing.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't remember what it was called, but it was really good. And then he was
yeah.
in The Sopranos.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I loved him in that.
Let's never forget Chud.
Yeah, Chud. Oh yeah, definitely. But anyway,
Yeah.
but yeah, I just found out about that right when I woke up, and that made me more sad out of all three of them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing also, he wasn't very old, was he?
71,
Uh, that's not old
and only a
anymore,
few years
honestly.
younger than Romero.
Yeah.
But
Let's be honest, neither of those are particularly old ages anymore.
no,
I mean, nowadays you got people normally living into their 90s,
yeah.
on average,
God,
and
I
into the
hope I
hundreds
don't.
sometimes.
I really hope I don't live till my 90s, dude.
I tell you what, I want to live to be 476. I want to see everything,
You,
and then let the world blow up.
you know what's funny is like when I think about that kind of stuff or whatever, the
Yeah.
only thing that keeps me going, it's not like, oh, I want to see my kids or I want to see this and that. It's always, man, I want to see what new horror movies they come out with in the
Oh,
next
hell yeah.
70 years,
Yeah.
That's pretty
Yeah.
sad,
You're-
actually. That I'm just
Yeah,
like,
a little bit, but
like screw
I
the
mean,
family. I want to see the next Nightmare on Elm Street. Well, not that, but something,
yeah, no, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyways, dude. But
yeah.
this next release, now, this is a bittersweet release probably for you. It means
Mm-hmm.
nothing to me, but September 12th, Wellgo USA is releasing the Phantasm set again, but only
Yeah,
on DVD.
on DVD. Oh, I know. It's like I already have it on DVD.
Yeah, dude. I feel the Wellgo release is bizarre, man. That Blu-ray set,
Yeah,
at no point in anything did I see it was limited. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, why didn't they put limited? I mean, I
I
bought
don't
it. I
know.
bought it first day it came out, anyways, so it didn't matter to me.
Yeah,
But if that was the case, because there's a bunch of people I've talked to where they're like you, where they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm gonna get it, but I'm gonna wait a little bit, whatever." And then
Yeah.
now it's gone. It's going for like what, 120 on Amazon?
something like that. It's some crazy number. I think actually I'm probably just going to end up getting the Arrow one from Britain
Yeah, that thing's
because
beautiful.
that's not limited at all.
Yeah,
And from what I've heard, it's actually got some different features on as well.
yeah. Well, the Wellgo has features the Arrow has, and the Arrow has features that Wellgo does it
Yeah.
have. But
They both have exclusives.
that arrow set's beautiful, man.
Is it?
But I like you've seen it, right?
I've seen
With
like
it
shots
has
of
the
it
sphere
and
and it
stuff.
has the marble looking
Yeah.
rocks. But I like the simplicity of the Well-Go set too.
Yeah.
Just all 5 clear cases that slide into the side, thick, sturdy.
Yeah.
But that's lame though that they're only releasing it on DVD now. And
Yeah.
get
I mean,
this, it's a slimline case. You're getting all the
oh,
discs in one case.
that's even worse.
I
I
know,
mean,
man.
and let's be honest. I mean, you could that should be for sale for like, $20.
I think that's what they are selling it for.
Then at that I can't complain.
Yeah.
But if I see that for like $45 or something, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, no, I think it's
You know?
$19.99.
Yeah. See that
They
is
couldn't
okay.
charge
if they do that.
$40 because the Blu-ray set was like 60 or 70. And,
Yeah.
that's obviously Blu-ray, good case, and all this and that. So
Yeah. Well, hopefully they'll, I don't know, maybe reissue the box set or something.
yeah.
Or
I mean,
honestly, let's be honest, I wouldn't even mind single discs releases.
yeah, well,
'Cause,
that's what they should have
you know-
done in the first place because they released the remaster of the first one.
Yeah,
And they released
Ravager.
Ravager. So
Yeah,
why not
and-
just release the 3 singly for $12 a piece,
Yeah. And Scream Factory, of course, has part 2 out, so...
So all you need is, that don't make any sense to me whatsoever.
Yeah. 3 and 4, and, I can pick up the other ones separately.
Yeah, you know what's funny about this, man, is when,
Yeah.
through the past few years, that was like every horror fan I ever talked to's biggest dream, like, oh, I can't wait till all the Phantasms are out.
Yeah.
Because you know how Lord of the Dead and
Yeah.
the other one, they were out of print for so long.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like we finally get them, but it's only available for a month. So it's back to square one. People are just pissed because they
Yeah.
can't get it now.
Yeah. I've always wanted to see Lord of the Dead in HD,
Yeah, it is nice, man.
Uh,
With the Phantasm set, it was one of those things where everybody should have known, but they should have just jumped on it right away after all those years
Yeah.
of waiting for it.
yeah. Yeah, they should have. I mean, I'm regretting it now.
Yeah, I would have
You know.
definitely regretted it if I waited.
Yeah. But like I said, it's not too bad for the British one, so...
I didn't expect it to
give
go
that
out
a
of
shot.
print nearly as quick as it did.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, let's be honest. Well-Go USA aren't exactly the biggest company.
They only
You know?
release like Asian martial arts films
I know, and you can usually find those, like...
at
for,
Big
like,
Lots for $3.
Yeah. Yeah. You can get usually good deals on them.
Well,
But-
they actually released one of my
Yeah.
favorite movies of last year.
Yeah?
The Wailing.
Oh, I love that movie.
Dude, that was one of my top 5 favorite movies of last year.
I love that movie for one main reason, and that was just it's like 3 hours, isn't it? 2 hours and 48 minutes or something.
Yeah, but it's good, man.
But it rushes past.
I know.
You
That
finish the
dude
movie and
was
you're like,
creepy, man.
I've sat here for like nearly 3 hours and I doesn't feel like it.
And that ending scene with him
Oh,
taking
yeah.
the pictures of him, oh my
Oh
god,
yeah,
that was awesome.
yeah. That was a really, really good movie.
Yeah, that was. You know what's funny? That movie got no love, dude.
It
At least the people
I
I
don't
know,
know.
I didn't hear from it anywhere.
I heard a bit about it like online. I heard like rumblings, if you will, but then you sort of heard nothing after that. Then it, came on Netflix. That's where I saw it, and it was just awesome.
You never picked it up on Blu-ray yet?
I've been meaning to.
Yeah, you
And
gotta
I'm-
show support for that one, man.
Yeah, that's just a really solid movie,
Yeah.
and I think, it deserves better than it got.
Yeah. I've been dying to watch it again, man. In a future episode here, we ought to do that again.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Yeah, that thing's sick. There's so much you can go into with that film.
Yeah. Speaking of Asian stuff, have you seen the trailer for this new Ghost House? It's called.
No.
It's I don't know what to make of it. It's some like chick. She goes to Thailand, and she's taking pictures of these little Buddhist like ghost houses, they call them, where their dead people are supposed to live or something.
Is
And
this
then
an
she ends up getting...
American movie or an Asian movie?
I don't know.
Like, is this like The Forest, where it's an American girl
It
going
there
to
it is an American girl. I don't know who's directing it or anything. It looks...
Like, I wonder if Blumhouse or something's making it, or if it's an Asian company.
I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna take a look and see if I can find out. Yeah, it was. I saw the trailer for it. Now, I don't know. I don't know what to make of it.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's my
there's
favorite
some...
subgenre is Asian horror, so.
Oh, I love Asian horror. It just works on so many levels. You
Yeah.
know.
Well, to me, it's just the creepiest. Like, they know how to do eerie. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely.
Like
Definitely.
subtle, eerie scares. That's what gets me. So that's what I turn to.
Yeah, and it just works. Let's be honest. Okay, let's see here. Okay, here it is. Let's take a look here. Rich Ragsdale directed it,
Never heard of him, but he sounds
and it
American.
has Scout Taylor Compton.
Yeah, it's an American actress.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a thing like the Forest, where
I actually didn't mind The Forest. I thought it was okay, but
I wish it would have been done
Not-
better because I love the premise.
well, have you ever seen a movie called what was it called, like Hallows Eve or something? It was called, and it took place in Aokigahara Forest, and it was some chick that went over to, like, her mother had killed herself there, and her and some friends went to, like, see the, like, where she died or something. It was quite good, actually. It was better than it should have been.
Yeah, I don't think I saw that one.
Yeah, this one here, Ghost House, though, they have the trailer and everything up on Bloody Disgusting.
Yeah, I'll have
There's
to check that out after this episode.
Yeah, there's some definite like creepy looking stuff. Like, there's some, like, old woman who's all obviously dead and, like, stuff leaking out her mouth and everything.
Wow.
It looks like it could be really cool. Though, if it will be or not, let's see. It's gonna released in limited theaters and VOD on August 25th, so pretty soon.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it I don't know. It might be good. I hope it is.
Yeah, me too.
I want to see a return to the Asian horror.
Yeah, like the boom they had in the early 2000s.
Yeah, but I'd like to see them done right.
I'd rather just see the Asians actually do it.
They're usually better. Let's be honest. Yeah, yeah.
But let's get on this next release, man. Have
Yep.
you heard of these Arrow books?
Arrow books.
Like
No.
books that Arrow's releasing? There's one on an Asian filmmaker. I don't remember the filmmaker it was. But anyways, October 13th, they're releasing a book called on the Blair Witch Project.
Oh, cool.
So it's the first, it's like they're trying it out. It's the Blair Witch book, the book on the Asian guy, and then another book on a different movie. But the Blair Witch was the only one I'm actually interested in because Blair Witch is one of my favorite movies of all time. And I love hearing more about that movie.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm definitely gonna pick that up, and they're gonna be sold like at movie stores and stuff. So
That's cool.
we'll see how they do. So
Yeah, hopefully they'll do good. I mean,
I like reading. I'd be kind of cool. Arrow puts good care in their movies, so books should be pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be interesting, to say the least. We'll see where it goes. Who knows? Maybe they might end up with, like, a Arrow imprint and just be releasing stuff left, right, and center,
Yeah, I think that's what they're going for. And
Well,
I heard an
if it works.
interview with the guy. He said what they plan on doing is making them like I don't know the word, but something to put right next to the movie. Like, he says the books are going to be the same exact size.
Oh, so
as
like
the cases.
like a companion piece,
Yeah,
really.
companion piece, right. So
Oh yeah,
So
that'd
they plan
be
on
pretty
doing it.
awesome, actually.
Yeah, so I guess they're planning on doing a Blair Witch Arrow eventually. So they
I
want
hope
it to.
so.
So they want it to be like you'd put the Blair Witch movie on the shelf, and then you'd have the book sitting right next to it.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I do. I do really like it, and I'm gonna pick that up. So I'll tell you how
Yeah,
it is when I get it.
yeah. That'll be interesting. I mean, I just hope they eventually get around to doing the director's cut of Blair Witch.
What do you mean, like all them hours?
Well, considering there's over 300 hours of filmed footage,
Yeah.
there's been a petition on Twitter and everything for trying to get the, you know,
Well, did you
like an
get that?
extended cut of the movie. You know?
Yeah, I remember like almost a year ago. I don't know if it was Rue Morgue or Horror Hound. Did you
Mhm.
hear that? Where that dude, the director Eduardo Sanchez,
Yeah.
let the one fan watch all the footage, and they were trying to work something out to where they could release a majority of that footage for the fans and stuff, or something like that. So I know they are working on something like that. So I have a
I
feeling
hope
it's
they
going to
do.
go to Arrow.
You know, I'd like to see that. I'd like to see, you know, another cut of that because it's a great movie. It really is. I mean, yeah, we've been kind of bogged down since with the found footage stuff,
Yeah. No, it
but
still gets me every time, man.
oh yeah,
I
it's
love it. I
creepy as
love the
hell.
sequel, and I love the Adam Wingard version too.
Yeah, yeah.
The Adam Wingard version was one of my favorites last year too.
I really dug it too. I thought it was pretty sweet.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have
You
to
know?
do an episode on the Blair Witch trilogy.
Definitely, definitely.
But
Great stuff.
yeah, this and also that Eduardo Sanchez is from Sarasota, Florida.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so he's holding it down. And
Yeah.
the next Arrow, yeah, and Arrows are releasing a lot of stuff. This is another release I really could care less about because I have the box set, but
Yeah.
they're releasing a single disc version of Blood Feast. Now,
Oh.
are you going to pick this up? Because you don't have the Herschel Gordon Lewis set, do you?
I don't have the box set, but I have the old Blood Trilogy Blu-ray from
Something weird.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So and honestly, it's pretty good quality wise.
Yeah, so it's pretty
So
much useless to you then too.
yeah, unless you know they really like a new transfer and new features and everything, you know.
Well, it's going to have more features, but
Yeah,
I have that Something Weird Blu-ray, and I
yeah,
have the the Feast box set.
yeah,
And the Arrow transfer is better, but not by like a whole lot.
yeah,
But it is a little better. So it's one of those things where if you really like that movie,
yeah,
I'd pick it up. But it's one of that Feast set is still available. So
yeah,
I see it for like 125. So it's one of those things where I'd just pick that up.
yeah, probably.
Because have you seen what it looks like? It
The
looks like a
the
cereal box with Herschel.
yeah,
It's beautiful, man.
yeah. I love stuff like that when they go like the extra mile in the packaging and everything.
Yeah. Well,
I
Arrow's
mean,
like the master
seriously.
at that.
Oh, definitely. I always thought, you know, it's something that not enough companies do, really.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm just looking right now, you know, I have one, two, three, four. I have 5 things of DVDs and everything that I have stuck up on another shelf because they're in like special packaging.
Yeah.
You know, I got like the Blind Dead series, I got the Wicker Man and the old Wicker Man in the
Wooden box.
wooden box. Yeah, I got the Death Note series from Korea in some cool box.
Yeah.
The Batman animated series, and I got
Is your Batman animated series? Does it have that clear sleeve that goes
yeah,
over it? Yeah, I have that same
yeah,
set.
yeah,
It was
and
like
I got
$80 at Target years ago.
I don't know honestly. I kid you not, I paid $20 for it.
No, for that whole series.
Yep, from Amazon.
Oh my god.
I have no clue. Maybe it was someone who just had a bunch that they just wanted to get rid of. But yeah, it
Yeah,
was
I
like
paid
20
$80
bucks.
for it at Target when that thing first came out.
Yeah, yeah, I got it at a really good price, and I just love the fact that it's in like some like different type of packaging. You know,
Yeah, well, they
not
had that
just your
same kind of
standard stuff.
packaging
You know?
for. Yeah, remember they did the same thing for. Oh my god, what's that Batman show called? The second one.
Batman Beyond.
Was that what it was?
They did it with that as well. Yeah, like
Yeah,
a
they had
similar
that same
looking.
kind of packaging.
Yeah. That's a great series, though, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But next horror release,
Yep.
this was an alien movie that I actually thought was pretty decent.
Hmm.
That's actually produced by Ridley Scott. It's that Phoenix Forgotten.
I really enjoyed that.
Oh, you actually saw it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I saw it. I saw it in the theater. I actually dragged my mother to come along with me.
dude, I saw it with my mom too in theaters, man.
I know she didn't think that much of it, but I thought it was just really neat.
Yeah.
You
See,
know?
my mom's a huge Alien fan. Like, she has a bunch of books, like the
Yeah.
communion books and all. She was like big into it, and like saw
Yeah.
Fire in the Sky, and
I love that movie.
yeah, me too. It's my favorite Alien movie. But
Damn it! I want a Blu-ray of that.
I know, man. Dude,
I
that
don't
would
know
be
what's
that
holding
would be a
that up.
good Scream Factory release or something.
Oh, definitely, definitely. That needs a release pretty much more than a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
Because I mean, honestly, you can't even buy the DVD anymore.
really.
You look for, at least up here, you look for the DVD. You're looking like $50 or $60
Oh wow.
because I guess it's out of print. So
Yeah, it's such a good movie, man. But the ending, this movie, I really like that. I love endings where it's such a slow burn during the movie.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
just the look of the ship. Like, could you
yeah.
imagine how much you'd shit your pants if you saw that, dude?
Oh, definitely. You'd be like, oh
Dude, if I
no.
was walking on the street and a ship looked like that, was spinning around, came down, dude, I'd
Yeah, it'd
die
be
of...
like nope.
What's weird is, dude, I'm afraid of aliens more than I am ghosts, man. I don't know.
Oh, I hear that. I always remember when I was a kid, there was a movie. I think it was a movie actually, and it was like a found footage type thing, and there was like alien abductions in it.
Yeah.
It's like, do you remember it?
No.
It was kind of, I can't remember what it was called, but I remember, it used to just bother me.
Yeah, I've read a bunch of books on alien abductions and stuff, and obviously
Yeah.
Fire in the Sky. That
Yeah.
abduction scene is, to me, that's a terrifying scene.
Oh, it is. It genuinely is. I saw that in the theater.
Really?
Yeah, and let's be honest. I went into that at the time, like blind.
Yeah.
When did that come out?
Like
Do you
what,
remember?
91, 92?
Something like that. So I must have been what, like 11 or 12?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'd seen the ads and everything, but then went in there was like, damn.
Yeah, it didn't have that dude from Terminator 2 in it, Robert Patrick.
Yeah,
Yeah, that movie, man, that whole scene, like, that abduction scene, man, that was perfectly done. I don't think you could make an abduction scene any better.
I don't think so. I mean, it was just all around awesome.
Yeah. But this Phoenix Forgotten, if I find it for $10 somewhere, I'll pick it up.
Oh yeah,
I wouldn't
definitely.
pay more than 10 for it, just because it was average with some good scenes, but it'll be 10 in a few months, I'm sure.
I'm sure. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
what rings came, all the...
1993
Yeah.
was when Fire in the Sky came out, so I was 13 years old.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Uh, it it stuck with me to say the least.
Yeah, it's one I never forgot either, because my
Yeah.
mom loved it. But
Yeah.
let's get into these Scream Factory releases that were just announced.
Yeah.
All I gotta say, dude, is a collector's edition of The Strangers.
I know.
That is awesome, man. That's a day one purchase. I want to see the new artwork, and
Yeah.
I want to see the special features.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. That's
mean-
gonna just.
It already has a Blu-ray release, but dude, I want to see that new cover art, man.
Yeah.
And judging on how good if it's good enough, I'll pre-order it and get that poster.
Yeah. Yeah. They got some pretty damn good stuff coming out. Darkman 2 and 3.
Yeah, is that going to be a double feature?
I think it's separate releases actually.
See, I
But
would have
still,
rather.
I mean-
I would have rather that be a double feature.
Yeah, I
Pay
hear
one
that
price
because
for the two of them.
yeah, they're not great.
They're all right.
Yeah, that's just it. They're all right. Neither of them stack up to the original.
Yeah, those two releases, those were the kind of ones.
Yeah.
There was one more that had me like that first one, it was an older movie, like The Puppet People or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, Yeah.
That one I'm probably not going to get till a lot later. Just because
Yeah.
there's too many releases for how much money I have, you know?
Yeah, I know that's the thing, it can add up when you get a good bunch all at once.
Yeah, what was that one they announced right after the Puppet People?
I'm just bringing up
And in the
thing
picture,
right
it's
now.
listed right before Darkman 2.
Okay, let's see here. There's Attack of the Puppet People, Eye of the Cat.
Yeah, that was it. That's another one
Yeah.
I'm whatever about.
Yeah. American Gothic.
I'm excited for that one. I like
Yeah.
that movie. And
Cyborg, the collector's
I
edition.
know, dude. I've never seen Cyborg, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
But how did
It,
that get a collector's edition, but American Gothic didn't?
I don't know. I
That should
really
be the
don't
other
know.
way around. American Gothic should have the collector's edition.
That's true, definitely.
And honestly, what is Scream Factory doing releasing Cyborg with Van Damme? That don't even
I,
make sense, man.
I don't know. I really don't know.
I mean, I'm still gonna pick it up because I like Van Damme.
Yeah, Van Damme's fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, then there was Drag Me to Hell.
I'm
Uh,
not gonna pick that up. I'm 100%
I'm
satisfied with my Blu-ray.
yeah, so am I. The Misery Collector's
I'm
Edition.
picking that up. I have it on DVD, not Blu-ray, and I
Yeah,
really want to see what that new artwork looks like.
yeah.
And you already know there's going to be something with a sledgehammer and the wooden block on that cover, I'm
Oh,
sure.
there better be.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Yeah, I mean, I have the Blu-ray and the DVD simply because it came with it.
Do you have the Blu-ray
And
cover where it's just brown and you see her face on it? It's like real plain looking.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a
um,
mediocre cover.
yeah. The Blu-ray itself is good, but there's no features on it at all. All the features are on the DVD.
Yeah. Well, this is going to be a
So
collector's edition, so there are going to be
yeah, so it'll be
features.
on it. And then yeah, Silent Night, Deadly Night Collector's Edition.
Yeah, that's the one everybody is really excited for.
Yeah, I don't know how it's gonna turn out. I mean, because you know, they already have a Blu-ray out of it, and it's pretty.
Garbage.
Yeah.
No features, no nothing, man. It's
No.
what they need to do is those scenes that were cut out, the ones that
Yeah.
on the DVD they look all yellowish and
Yeah.
obviously scaled down. What they need to do on this new Blu-ray, if they're going to make people happy, is get that to match the normal
Yeah.
footage. They need to do that, and they need to get interviews with people on there or something.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I mean?
It needs more love than it has. I mean,
Well, that's the one that everybody's paying attention to. So I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure Scream Factory knows, look, if we're going to release this for a third or fourth time,
yeah.
we better do it right, you know?
What I kind of hope they do, I don't know, I doubt they will, but I kind of hope that they get the rights to Part 2 and put it on the same disc.
So do I, only because
'Cause, I
Part
mean,
2
let's
is
be
my
honest,
favorite
it's
out of all five.
Yeah, let's be honest, it's the same movie.
Yeah. Eric
You know.
Freeman, though, in that movie, dude, is awesome.
Yeah.
How he'll just, dude, I was literally, for my Christmas in July thing, I've been reviewing a bunch of Christmas stuff, and
Yeah.
I just literally got done like 2 days ago watching Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 5.
Ah, yes.
And Part 2 is my favorite. I was literally like cracking up at that dude's acting. Just
yeah.
that laugh he has, where he'll kill somebody and be like, ha, 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 ha.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I just love Garbage Day.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then
that's
he'll
awesome.
look super pissed and then look over at somebody and his eyes will get wide and just
Yeah.
shoot him and then, oh, ha, ha, ha. Dude,
Oh,
that was
man.
the funniest thing ever, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the sort of thing, what I dug about it is it used all the same stuff from the original,
Yeah.
but it was more fun.
Yeah, the last 40 minutes, man, it breezes by. I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I said, if they released a collector's edition for $25 of the first one, and then a collector's edition of Part 2, which would never happen, but if they
No.
did, and it was $25, I'd pick the second one over the first one any day.
Yeah. I mean that I find it just so interesting that the tone of the two are completely different.
Well, the
But
tone of all
it's
five
90
of them are completely different.
Yeah. Yeah. But it uses the same footage.
Yeah, almost all of them use this.
Yeah,
This it's to me it's one of the most mediocre. It's more mediocre than the Pumpkinhead franchise to me. I mean,
it is. It
it's a
is.
hard franchise to get through.
It is.
And
And
that's what kind of
yeah,
made me less excited for this Scream Factory release. Is the
yeah,
fact that I literally just got done watching them all.
yeah. That can be you know,
But to me,
that can be.
the gem of this whole announcement was the strangers, though.
Yeah.
That was worth, that really. I love it when Scream Factory releases these modern movies like that.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
you remember when they released Session 9?
Oh, I love Session
I
9.
know, me too, man. See, it's titles like that you would never even think about. That
Yeah.
that's like who would have ever thought the strangers, man?
I thought it was going to get a Blu-ray release, like another Blu-ray release, but I
Really?
honestly thought it was just going to be
A
like
repackage because of the
yeah,
sequel?
yeah. I never expected a collector's edition,
Yeah, I'm real
so
excited about that, man.
that's going to be pretty sweet. I got to admit.
Yeah,
That yeah, that's one of like the creepiest movies I've ever seen. Really,
yeah, I love it. They
yeah,
and then on that same post, they said they got more titles to announce
that's going to be good.
before the
I
year
hope
ends.
I hope they get a bunch of really good stuff.
Yeah,
You know, and I mean, honestly, what I hope they do more of those. The double features they do.
those are my favorite releases they do.
They're awesome because you can usually pick them up relatively cheap.
Like $14, like Schizoid and X-Ray and
Yeah,
Ghost House and The Witching and all that.
yeah,
I
and I
love
mean,
those.
honestly, it's great because you see one of those, it's like 14 or $15. I mean, hell, even up here they're about 20. That's as high as they go.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Yeah, they
Um,
steady stay around 13, $14 here.
yeah, and what's awesome about that is, even if you haven't seen the movies, for like 15 bucks, 14, 15 bucks,
Yeah,
you can blind buy those, and even if they suck, you haven't wasted like a huge amount of money.
and it's a nice Scream Factory release on your
Yeah,
shelf.
yeah.
To be honest, none of those double features have let me down yet.
No.
Not one.
No.
There's one I have them all except, well, I never got like the Food of the Gods and
Oh, yeah.
those because I'm
Yeah.
not a big old school like. I like creature features, but not killer animal movies too much.
I know what you mean.
Like I
And,
like the occasional one, like Backcountry and stuff, but
yeah.
like old '70s killer rat and killer rats I actually do like, but like
Yeah.
killer animals, like Animals Gone Wild, I'm not a big fan of those, but so I never
No.
got those. But one double feature they released that I still need to pick up is that The Curse and
Oh,
The
The
Curse
Curse and the
2.
Curse 2, yeah. I got
haven't
that.
seen
It's,
either of them.
I've seen them both over many years ago. I have the Blu-ray. I haven't actually watched it yet.
Isn't
I
Corey
dug.
Haim in one of them?
I think he's in the first one. Yeah. Um, I dug the first one because the first one is The Color Out of Space from H.P. Lovecraft.
Really? I thought they were a Dean
That's
Koontz
what it is.
story.
It's one of those things. I think they attribute it to him, but it's The Color Out of Space.
Oh, okay.
You
Yeah,
know,
I always thought
but
it was Dean Koontz.
yeah, Dean Koontz. There's someone need more movies of his.
Yeah, the ones that they release of his don't do all that well, man.
Not really, but I tell you what, I love Phantoms.
Yeah, I do too. I even love Watchers with Corey Haim.
Oh, that was a great flick.
Yeah.
I loved the first Watchers, not the other ones.
You know what? If one of these companies was smart, they should release a Dean Koontz box set,
Yeah,
Like a Arrow or something should release a package with all the Dean Koontz ones. Because
Yeah.
there's 1, 2, Servants of Twilight.
yeah.
There's just a few. You could put like 5 or 6 of them in there, and it'd be cool.
Oh
Charge
yeah,
$60 or something for it. I don't know.
yeah. And I mean, let's be honest.
It'd
I
go
mean,
over well. I mean,
pay it.
no, I don't hear anybody talk about Dean Koontz, but I know for a fact, dude. If Scream Factory was like the Dean Koontz box set, people would buy it. I mean,
Oh, definitely, I'm sure. And then especially, you got that release recently of the Stephen King ones, right?
yeah. Well, Stephen King's on a
You
whole
know?
nother thing.
That's true. Essentially, Dean Koontz has always been the poor man's Stephen King.
Yeah.
you know.
Basically, yeah.
Um, but honestly, I'd like to see some of his stuff get a release.
Yeah. I'd also
I
love to
mean,
see a Jack Ketchum kind of box set
oh, that would be
with maybe
awesome.
the Lost, the girl next door,
Yeah.
the woman.
Well, I tell you what, someone just needs to get off their ass and make off season.
Yeah. Jack Ketchum's definitely one of my favorite authors.
He, I
Just because
just
he's
love,
realistic horror.
yeah, I just love that quote from Stephen King. They say like, "Who's the scariest person in America?" He's like Jack Ketchum.
Yeah, well, Stephen King says that about a lot of people. Like,
That
I've seen
that's
The
true.
Future of Horror. His name's Clive Barker, and
Yeah,
you know,
but I mean, hell, like, what I find with Jack Ketchum stuff is it's kind of just like disturbing.
well, yeah, because it's about like real
Yeah,
horror,
not
like the
necessarily.
evil of man. It's not supernatural stuff. It's evil
Yeah.
of real people.
Well, I remember when I read Off Season. I read it twice. First, I read the old cut version,
Yeah,
and then I read the uncut version. And the uncut version of it, like where they're going into like detail about like the recipes of cooking people and stuff.
yeah, yeah.
It's
I haven't
just
read
kind.
that book in a long time.
Yeah, it's just kind of creepy.
Yeah,
You're just kind of like these are actual. They sound like real people. Like just talking about like how you like make a souffle, but they're talking about it with like a human body.
yeah,
Yeah, I,
How
I
do you?
want to
How,
see that get made definitely though.
yeah, that'd be cool. Jack Ketchum set. Unfortunately, I don't think it'll ever happen.
Probably
Although,
not.
although Anchor Bay owns almost all his films, so I don't understand why it wouldn't happen. But
Yeah,
whatever.
it's possible. Yeah.
But let's go to the news since we're already talking about Stephen King because there's two more things with
Okay.
Stephen King. Did you see the release of adaptation of yet another one of his books called Mr. Mercedes?
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Have you read the book?
I haven't read the book. I have the book.
Yeah.
Actually, I got it just a little bit ago. When I eventually finish reading it, I plan to read it. Um, I think it's going to be a hit simply because
It's Stephen King.
that and the subject matter.
Yeah. I know nothing about it, man. I've never read the book.
Yeah.
I've heard of it, but I don't know anything about it.
Apparently, it's just about some guy that decides he wants to run a bunch of people over,
Oh, okay.
and like I guess he's like a serial killer or something, and he's like running people over in his car, kind of like like how we've been getting these terrorist attacks recently and everything, where people have just been driving
Yeah.
cars into people,
Yeah.
something like that. So time wise, it fits perfectly.
Okay. Yeah, I
You
wanted to
know?
bring that up because, like I said, it seems to be the year for Stephen King, so
Oh yeah,
definitely be checking that out. And then the
yeah,
next part of Stephen King related news is the director of It came out and said it's getting a hard R rating.
I'm so happy
I
about
know,
that.
I love that. Because I was sitting there thinking it's going to be PG-13. I
Yeah,
was sure of it. It was going to be PG-13. A,
yeah,
because of the kid from Stranger Things,
yeah,
and B, I would have thought, I mean, the smart thing, if you're thinking business-wise, would be to
yeah,
make it PG-13 because you got all the kids that would be able to see it.
yeah.
But I'm stoked for the fact that Andy Machete or whatever said, oh, it's getting an R rating and it's going to be a hard R.
Yeah, I'm really glad about that. Well, I mean, it's kind of been proven. I mean, with like, Deadpool and stuff like that. That
Rated R movies sell, man.
yeah, and they're
Was
selling
The
better.
Conjuring rated R or no?
No, Conjuring was PG-13.
I'm trying. What are some rated R? I'm trying to think of rated R horror movies that have come out that would.
Uh, that have done really good.
I know there's some of them out there. I can't
Oh yeah, and
think
I
of
mean,
them that
I
like
can
recently.
think of tons of the older ones. Well, I guess it's older now, but like all the Scream movies,
Yeah.
they were all R.
This year though also seems to be like before everything that came out was PG-13, like The Forest.
Yeah,
Speaking of that, The Conjurings, The Insidious, all those
yeah,
were PG-13, kid friendly. Where this year, we have obviously. Let's get into the next two parts too, because they're kind of
yeah,
leading into what I'm saying. the Leatherface trailer.
Yeah.
Another rated R movie that I'm excited for. Did you see the trailer?
I saw the trailer. I was like squirming in my seat.
I know it looks
I was
awesome, dude.
loving it.
Dude, him with that cow head for the
Yeah.
mask, that looked sick, dude.
I think I hope it's gonna bring Leatherface back to being scary.
Oh, definitely. The whole road trip, I don't like
Yeah.
the word road trip when it comes to
No.
Leatherface, but, well, you know, the trailer looked good. I like Steven Dorff. I like Lily Taylor.
Yeah. I hope it's good. I really do. Honestly, it's been a long time since we've had a good Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah. You know, I love the remake. I love the prequel. I don't love Texas Chainsaw, but I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was as bad as everybody made it out to be.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it didn't make any sense whatsoever.
No.
So that automatically makes it a piece of shit, but if
Yeah.
you take that out of it, the one
Yeah.
line that ruined the whole movie is, "Go get him, cousin." You know.
Oh, I hate that.
I know, man. That was... they turned him into, like, Turner and Hooch or something, dude. Yeah.
I know. And I just love the fact that what always made me laugh, she goes running from him. She runs through, like, a fairground, and he comes after her with a chainsaw. And, like,
Nobody
it's like
does nothing.
nobody cares.
And you could tell the chainsaw was CGI, too, the way it looked and yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It was still entertaining to me.
It was.
I liked the way he looked.
Oh, I thought he looked great in that.
I liked the house.
Yeah.
I like the fact that he limped when he
Yeah.
walked because of the first one he cut his leg,
Yeah.
but it just didn't make any sense. So
No.
it was just lazy.
It was, unfortunately, And I hope they've looked at that and they said, okay, well, this worked, this worked, this worked. This stuff didn't. We'll get rid of this and we'll put more of what worked in.
Yeah, man.
No,
but I'm real excited for that. This year is going to be awesome, too. Because it leads me into my next part, that Jigsaw trailer.
Oh, damn.
Dude, remember you see
Yeah.
that black chick running, and then the
Yeah.
camera pans up and
And
right
you
on
just see someone
body?
hanging. Yeah.
Dude, that
Yeah.
was creepy, man.
Oh, have you seen the San Diego Comic-Con poster?
No.
It actually has John Kramer on it.
Really?
Yeah.
You
So
think Tobin Bell's coming back?
he's been confirmed that he's coming back. I don't know whether what
It'll be a flashback or something, maybe. I don't know.
I would assume so because let's be honest, Jigsaw is dead.
Yeah.
And he's been dead since part 3, and they've made no qualms about it.
I'm curious of what they're going to do, man. Like, you think they're going to keep continuing it with, because it's pretty convoluted and messy at this point.
I think they're going to go in a whole kind of different direction.
I think they need to.
I think it's going to be, how when you see the teaser poster, it says on it everyone is Jigsaw or something like that.
Yeah, you think it's going to be like a copycat killer or something?
I think it's going to just be random people that
doing
are
it
essentially
like a Jackass type thing where everybody was doing Jackass videos when that movie released.
sort of like that. But it's just going to be I don't know, maybe before he died, he put his blueprints out onto the internet or something.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a lot of people that are just are maybe really pissed off at someone or whatever, and they're like, you know what, we got to teach them a lesson.
Through a game.
Yeah, and I think that could be genuinely terrifying.
Yeah, well, I'm excited for it. I'm going to be there October 27th.
Yeah.
If not the 27th, I'll be there Halloween night.
Yeah. I just think it's kind of cool. I've always enjoyed the Saw movies.
Yeah.
With the exception of, I think it was part 5 or 6. There was just one that I didn't like. And I can't remember which one.
What was a trap from it?
Honestly, I can't even remember.
Was it like the ice melting trap or whatever, where the one dude's standing on the block of ice and it's melting and...
I kind of like that one, actually.
Oh, really?
I can't remember which one it was, but I remember, what it was, they had a director, and then they got some other director in to do this particular one, and then they called the first director back again for the next one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's going to annoy me if I don't know the
I
name.
know that Darren Lynn Bousman or whatever Did
Yeah,
most
he
of them.
he did like 2 to 4, I think. I think someone did 5 then, so it must have been 6 I didn't like.
Yeah, was it the one with Chester Bennington from Linkin Park where he's super glued to that seat? Remember?
Uh, yeah, I don't know.
It
It's
makes you
gonna,
wonder if they're gonna do like a memorial, like at the end, when the credits roll, if they'll do like a memorial for Chester Bennington or whatever because he was in it.
I think at the very least he'll probably get like a mention, like
Yeah,
this film is dedicated to such a body.
yeah.
You know, I think they'll do that. I don't know if they'll do an actual,
I don't
you
mean
know,
like a video. I meant like in the credits, just
yeah,
R.I.P. Chester Bennington or whatever.
I'm sure they probably will, because I mean, let's be honest, let's be completely like ruthless about it. That's good marketing,
Yeah,
you
definitely.
know.
That, and as far as like that's kind of what he's known for besides Linkin Park. I mean,
Yeah,
and all the horror groups I've seen where they said, rest in peace Chester Bennington, that's the picture I'm seeing is him from Scream, or not Scream, Saw.
yeah.
But yeah, this next piece of news, have you been watching that Exorcist show on Fox?
I watched the first season. I dug it.
Yeah, I liked it too, man, surprisingly.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, Gina Davis is pretty sexy, dude, for
Yeah,
for how much she's been through, but you
yeah,
know, dude, yeah, I really enjoyed the first season, and I was really stoked that season 2 got confirmed.
yeah.
Dude, you
And
remember that first episode of Exorcist where, in the very beginning, the way the word "The Exorcist" shows up on screen, it was almost like Insidious, where where they have
yeah,
that weird, creepy music, and it just like pops up
I
on the screen.
yeah. I saw that, and at first I was kind of like, I didn't know
Really?
what to make of it. I was like, cause, well, I mean, like it's The Exorcist, right?
Yeah. When I saw it, I
Um,
was like, "Oh hell yeah!" The font, it looked like a death metal band or something, like the font and
yeah,
stuff. And
yeah,
it was just it was exactly like Insidious, man.
yeah. It was the sort of thing. I dug it as a series, but honestly, I almost want to put it aside from the
The
movie,
movies, yeah,
just because it's almost like they gave the demon too much personality.
yeah.
You know what I
Are you
mean?
gonna at least watch season 2 or no?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll watch season 2 because apparently it's got like kind of like an Asian kick to it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, apparently. So I think they go to like Thailand or something at some point, from what I've heard.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I'm gonna watch it when it comes out. Definitely. We'll see how it is. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's about all. I mean, all the news I could find this week because there
Yeah.
wasn't a whole lot.
I only got a couple of things also. Apparently at San Diego Comic-Con, this kind of goes into one I mentioned last week. The Spawn remake.
Oh my god, I love that. That
Blumhouse are producing,
Yep.
so it's
I'm
gonna
just
happen.
glad to get another Spawn movie.
Yeah, and I love what Todd McFarlane's idea is.
Is it to
Essentially,
have the two detectives and then have Spawn just lurking in the
yeah,
background?
Spawn's just kind of gonna be there as like a boogeyman almost.
I don't know about that. You really like that idea?
I think obviously naming it Spawn and everything, you can't just be like just a boogeyman. He's got to be like a big part of it.
See,
But
I wonder if
I
they're gonna
think
have the Violator or anything, or what.
I don't know. From what I've heard, he's going for a real horror like feel.
Wow.
Not so much like a superhero, more like a horror feel.
Yeah, well, I love Spawn. Did you read the comics or no?
I read a bunch of the original run,
Yeah, like the first 50. Have you read a lot of those?
a good chunk of them. Yeah,
Well, in one of the first 10, do you remember that guy? He was a pedophile or something.
yeah.
At the end, they chain him up or something like that. It was.
Oh yeah,
I haven't read it
yeah.
in so long. I want to say they cut holes in him or so. I swear he was some pedophile or something that had an ice cream
Yeah,
truck or something.
yeah, and there was like yeah, I think he had like some ice cream things shoved in him and stuff, and like
Yeah.
chains going through him and everything. Yeah,
I wonder if like they'll do something more like that, you know?
that could be cool. Well, did you ever see that? Someone did a Spawn fan film. It's on
Was it in the
YouTube.
supermarket?
Yeah.
I didn't dig it, man.
See, the thing is with that, apparently that's kind of the Spawn that he wants to go with. That
There
kind
wasn't
of
really
like
a story though. It was like
no,
a kid in a grocery store, and then he
yeah.
comes and
But like you know how like that Spawn was kind of like just kind of there and doing
yeah,
things. You know, there
it
wasn't
wasn't
like
Michael Jai White, you know.
yeah,
No.
yeah. It was more like almost like a ghost almost.
Yeah, no, I like that idea, but
Yeah,
he needs
apparently
to be in
that's
it. You know what I mean? It can't
oh
be like
definitely.
Gotham where you're seeing,
Oh
you know, the cops, but no,
yeah,
you know.
I know. It's kind of like you can't take the biggest selling point of something and then not put it in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I'm really glad about that. I actually have a huge guilty pleasure for the '95 one.
I like the uncut 95.
Yeah. I remember we talked about this last time. We both have
Yeah,
that French Canadian Blu-ray that
yeah,
has a lie on the cover.
yeah. I mean that's just annoying. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
just say it's Spawn. Don't say it's the uncut one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I want to get it the American one not only because of that, because I hate seeing the French. I don't understand why you guys
ugh,
do that. Have that
I
French
know.
title right there.
Well, you know what pisses me off more than anything else? A lot of the time, if you pull out the cover,
Yeah.
the other side's like a completely French cover.
Wow. Are there that many French people where you live? Like, do a lot of people speak in
Not
strictly
where
French?
not where I live. Just up in like Quebec and places like that. It's a big part, you know, Montreal and Quebec and places up there. But where I am, you know, I've honestly I've never had to speak French in my life.
Yeah, that's
We had to learn it in school, and
you have to learn French in school.
for like the first like I think until grade 8 or so, I dropped it the second I got the chance.
Yeah, I hated other language classes. Like living in
See, I
Florida,
always
we
think
got Spanish. We have to learn Spanish, and it.
yeah. I always think, you know, if you're going to learn a language, they should say to you, like, okay, like you need to learn a language, you know, for like credits or whatever. Um,
What
pick
language do you
pick
see
one of
yourself
these like
using? You know.
yeah, or something like say, like me for example, I watch a lot of anime and I watch a lot of Japanese movies and everything. I wouldn't mind learning
Yeah,
Japanese.
I was exactly gonna
You
say
know?
that's the language I learned too.
Yeah, but you know, it's like, why would I want to learn French?
I think with Canada though, they call them French Canadians or something like
Oh,
that.
yeah. uh, I want to say it kind of disgusts me, but it doesn't. You know, I mean, like everyone has their own language and everything. It's perfectly fine. But what pisses me off is this forcing everything into like English and French, like
Yeah,
on Blu-rays and stuff. It's like, you know, damn it. Like if I wanted, and I kid you not, there's nothing worse than looking at your Blu-ray collection, seeing the Jaws movies, and then seeing something like the Der Dent de Mer or something. I don't know, whatever it's pronounced. You know, I don't know.
you know what they should do is on one side have it be the English
Yeah, English
cover, and
one
then
side,
on the other
French the
side
other.
have it the French writing.
See, that would be perfect. I would love that.
Yeah.
You know, and it would still be bilingual or whatever. So
And maybe even like use the art for that came out in France, you know.
yeah, yeah, just do something like that. You know, I don't know. Maybe
Although
it's
that would give
just
you the problem of if you like the poster art of the French edition a lot better, but then every the
yeah,
writing's in French.
yeah. Then you got to go with custom covers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also last little bit of news I got. They've been talking about the next Ghostbusters movie. That they
Yeah.
might have a digital Harold Ramis.
Oh my god, dude. That's
Yeah,
terrible, man.
I know.
That's just terrible.
I mean,
If it's for a second, like maybe Princess Leia, like
yeah,
in Rogue One, if it's something quick like that,
yeah,
then I'm all for it. But if they're gonna make it a main character, then hell no.
yeah. I mean, I, maybe it's just me. I didn't mind the remake.
I didn't even see it.
I saw it. I found it enjoyable.
Really. The
It's a
trailer
different
just looked
story.
awful, man.
Yeah,
I don't like the
it's
CGI ghosts.
that's true.
That's bad
That's
to
just,
me if the
yeah,
80s foam ghosts look so
better
much
than
better
yeah.
than modern 2016 CGI ghosts.
Yeah. What they could have done though, I think, which would have been great, at the end of that movie, they essentially have like not really like a crossing the streams moment, but it is. They it's like this big like dimensional rift or whatever, and stuff's flying in. I think it would have been cool if if they got a shot of that dimensional rift, if looking through it, if you'd have seen the original Ghostbusters at the other end, at the end of the first movie closing that gate.
Yeah.
If they'd like mirrored that scene and been almost like well, this is a different world.
Yeah.
It would have worked, I think.
Let me
But
ask you, man, and be honest. I'm a
yeah,
diehard Ghostbusters fan. I have
yeah,
multiple tattoos of it.
yeah,
I have the Steelbook editions of 1 and 2. I have the
yeah,
DVD edition. I have a bunch of editions, you know.
yeah.
I even have a poster of, fuck, what's the dude's name? What's the guy's name in the painting in number 2?
Oh, Vigo.
Yeah, Vigo. I even got a
Yeah,
poster of him. You know, I'm a huge fan. I got
yeah.
Slimer on my leg, and I got the symbol on my arm.
That's
Uh,
cool.
shit, like, do you think I'd actually dig this remake, man? It's
Uh,
just the CGI and the humor of the 4 women. It's not even the
yeah.
fact that they're women. It's
I
just their
know.
style of humor.
I know what you mean. It's the sort of thing. If you can take it as its own movie, if you can look at it as its own movie, you might enjoy it.
Yeah.
The problem is when you get something that iconic, a lot of people have trouble separating the original from the new one.
I think that's my
You
problem
know?
with it. I mean, I'm such
Yeah,
a diehard fan. If we're talking about non-horror, it's
yeah.
definitely in my top 5 movies of all time.
Oh, yeah, I agree 100%. I kid you not, to this day, if the movie's playing, I can follow along with the words, saying every single line of the dialogue,
Yeah. Part
without
2 is my favorite.
subtitles. Yeah.
I even love the show, The Real Ghostbusters.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
And they
It's the
actually,
sort of thing. The remake's not bad, but had it been anything else, I think it would have been a hit.
yeah. Is Ivan
You know,
Reitman directing this? Isn't that what I heard?
the next Ghostbusters one, yeah, he wants to be the director of it.
See, it makes me wonder if it's one of those things because of all the backlash for the Sony, the one that
Maybe,
just came out. I
maybe.
wonder if Ivan Reitman's going to be doing this as like we let you guys down, or they let you down with that. Now here's the real Ghostbusters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe.
But
I
to
don't
me,
know.
it's like, why is Hollywood even giving him a chance at this point? That one bombed so bad.
It did. Well, I think the thing is, it bombed theatrically, but from what I know, I think it's made its money back since Blu-ray and everything. So I think a lot of like people who weren't fans, for example, originally
Yeah,
saw it and thought it was okay.
yeah. More, I
Um,
think it was more like probably kids too really dug it.
yeah. My thing
People
is
that
this.
weren't too good familiar with the originals.
Yeah, if you can see it on Netflix or something,
Is it
give it
on
give it
there?
a. It might be.
Uh,
I don't know. Give it a shot. It's worth seeing,
yeah, I'm
even if
sure on
even
Black
if you can
Friday it'll be
just.
like $10 or something.
Oh,
That's
I'm
usually.
sure. Yeah, even if it's just to complain about it,
Yeah, and
it's
it's one of those
worth it.
things I do have to see eventually. Being
Yeah.
a Ghostbusters fan, man, but
Yeah.
that one actress, what the heavier set one,
Oh, uh,
oh my, she's
Melissa
in all
McCarthy.
of Paul Feig's movies.
Yeah, Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah, dude, I
Yeah.
can't stand her, dude.
Uh,
It's
I,
just
I,
her personality, her sense of humor. the fact that she thinks she's hilarious, dude, and I don't dig her humor.
Honestly, the funny thing is when you watch the movie, she's actually, as far as I'm concerned, the least funniest in the entire movie.
Yeah, I think she's definitely overrated. That black
Yeah.
one, the Leslie, whatever her name is,
Yeah.
she's actually pretty funny on
Yeah.
SNL and stuff.
I mean, hell, she's funny in Ghostbusters.
Is she the funniest out of the four?
Well, I think probably the funniest one's what's her name?
Kate McKinnon.
Uh, I don't know.
And then there's the one that was in like Bridesmaids and all that. Uh,
Yeah. Um, well, essentially, in the movie, the one that takes on the Egon role
oh
is
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
funniest.
Kate McKinnon. Yeah,
Yeah, really,
she's the better looking out of all of them too.
yeah, yeah. But it's worth seeing. It may not be worth buying.
Yeah.
But
See, I'm one of those people though where I really try not to watch something unless
Yeah.
I have a physical copy in my hand. You know what I
I
mean?
I know what you mean, definitely.
Like even if something is like here's the thing, if something's on Netflix like if I was to buy the whale like I haven't seen the whaling and it's
Yeah.
on Netflix but it's on Amazon for $12, I'll still
Yeah.
I'll still buy it
I
and
know
not
what you
even
mean.
bother with the Netflix version.
Yeah, I've always.
I love popping a disc into a player, you know?
Oh yeah, there's just something about a physical copy that's.
Yeah, looking at
Just-
the cover
just
while
awesome.
you're popping it in and stuff. It's
Oh yeah, and I mean, let's be honest. Also, for fans of stuff, you want like special features and everything as well.
yeah. I'm sure you run into this being a collector. Like you
Mhm.
know, it's obviously where people. I run into it all the time, dude. And it's infuriating. Like when somebody asks you, like, dude, why do you spend so much money on movies?
Oh
Like you
yeah,
could just download them all. It's like,
I
dude,
know.
I could just burn them all, dude. It's like, dude, like it's so frustrating explaining that to somebody who's not a
Yeah.
collector.
No.
Because it's like, I mean, the only argument I have for him, it's like, well, I like holding it. I like, looking at it. I like having it on a shelf.
Yeah, and also
I love the way my
I-
walls look when there's nothing but movies.
Oh yeah, I also like the fact like when you look at like VOD for example,
Yeah,
like if you're gonna like or even Netflix, you're paying for a subscription to Netflix,
yeah.
so you're still paying for the thing, but you have nothing to show
Tangible
for
to
it.
hold, and B, they act like that file's going to be online forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These sites take it off, and B, what if your internet goes out?
Oh yeah.
Then you don't have any movies. Where me, I could get rid of internet completely. I would never want to, but
No.
I could, and I'd still have a ton of movies to watch.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah,
it's one of those things, like, what if in 10 years or so, you're in a huge pinch, you need money bad, and God forbid, I could never imagine doing it. But if you're, like, living on the streets and you could get money for it. You can't get
Yeah.
money for a download. You know what I mean?
No. Well, I always remember an episode of Robot Chicken.
Which one? I used to love that show.
And it was they had it was like Hannah Montana was on there, and some girl comes up and she's like, "Sign my iTunes,"
Yeah, man.
and then shot her.
Yeah, digital stuff it's a blessing and a curse at the same time, man.
Yeah, I mean it lets you get stuff right away,
Yeah.
which is nice, but I prefer physical media.
Yeah, me too. I have Netflix, but I use it for shows, because
Yeah.
I like to watch shows with my grandma and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's good for that. And like movies, for example, stuff like that XX that came out, and
Yeah.
stuff like that, where I don't really have to buy. You know what I mean? Like where
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
check that out, and if it's amazing, I'll buy it. But like really,
Oh yeah.
like kind of dumb stuff like that. Like I'm trying to think of another one. Yeah, like Carnage Park and it's just stuff like that that's on my queue that I want to
Yes.
see.
Stuff that you just see and you're like, well, do I really want to spend?
Yeah, and occasionally I will end up buying it. Like I watched
Oh, yeah?
Tales of Halloween, and I'll buy it eventually.
How is that?
I actually kind of dig it. It's a hit and miss, but it has more hits than misses, in my opinion.
Cool.
Put it this
Did you
way,
ever
it's
see He Never Dies? Not He Never Dies. He Never Died. with Henry Rollins.
No, I've heard it's actually pretty decent.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. There's
It's
another.
yeah,
There's another
really.
one. It's something along the lines like that, and it has that Dolph Lundgren or whatever. And it's
Yeah,
called like Make Sure He's Dead or something like that.
something like that. Yeah, yeah,
Dude, that movie was crazy, man. Like you got to see that if you know what I'm talking about.
yeah,
But damn.
yeah. So I think that's pretty much it for the news, isn't it?
Yeah. Besides the deaths, I mean, it's actually been a pretty uneventful week.
Yeah. Oh, one thing though I do remember. Have you seen the new 4K Blu-ray of Terminator 2?
I don't have a 4K TV. So
Ignore that part. I mean, just looking at the disc itself.
what do you mean looking at the disc?
If you,
Are you talking about the special edition one, the arm?
yeah, the new
Oh,
one
dude,
comes with the arm.
I want to get it just because of the arm.
I know. It's like I don't have a
It
4K
does come with
player.
the standard Blu-ray.
Yeah, I don't have the 4K. I don't have 3D, but I'd consider getting it for that arm.
Yeah, well, I kick myself every time I think about me missing out on the head.
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah.
that was available at FYE every time I went in there for like $60 or something. And
That's pretty damn good.
I've always passed it up for some reason. I don't know why. But it's one of those things where it goes for so much now. I wish I would have picked it up.
Yeah,
So
and
this is
and
like
then
a
also,
Phantasm thing where I got to pick it up when it comes out because
yeah, and then also you got to wonder like is it going to be like metal or is it going to be plastic?
I'm sure
You
it's
know?
going to be hard plastic.
I don't know. I mean,
Although it has a price tag of what,
160.
160?
I think so, or 140.
I
Let
don't
me.
know about that.
Oh,
price tag.
174.99.
Oh, hell no. No, if it was a hundo or something, I'd get it, but I'm not
Yeah.
paying 175 for Terminator 2.
Apparently, though, it's got 3 cuts of the movie.
Is that on the 4K or is that on the Blu-ray too?
From what it's saying,
See, I have the original Blu-ray of Terminator 2, so it would have to have something more for
yeah,
me to throw down 100. It's one of those things too where I'm gonna have to get 4K eventually. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just one of those things. It's gonna happen eventually.
yeah,
So it'll be cool to have it when it does happen.
yeah.
But dude, $174 for one movie, man, is harsh.
Oh, but dude, it looks so good.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the picture right now, and it's like, oh man.
I know that H.G.
I w-
Lewis set was that was 160, I think, when it first came out.
Yeah,
And that's a beautiful box, the size of a cereal box, and it comes with 14 movies, dude.
I know. I mean, and so that kind of
So for
shows you
one
what you
movie,
can get for that price. Yeah,
no, for one movie to be that much, dude, is I don't know.
I know. It's one of those things. I mean, like, I wish they'd just sell the arm. To be honest,
Like
holy
NECA?
shit! I've just looked at the Terminator 2 one, the one with the head
Yeah.
from back in the day.
Is it cheap or expensive now?
It's $443.99.
Yeah, I knew it was out of print and going for a fortune now.
I mean, damn.
Yeah, I've walked by it for $60 at FYE countless times, like 2 years
Man.
ago.
Oh man.
You know how
Yeah.
many stories there are like that? Like, you remember that Hellraiser Cube set that came out years ago from Anchor Bay?
Yeah.
It was just
Yeah.
the DVDs. Remember, it was 1 and 2, and it came in
Yeah.
the Cube replica. I
Yeah.
remember walking by that at Best Buy on the shelf for $20. And
I
now
know.
so many
And
things
then-
you kick yourself for.
Oh yeah. I always remember when I was I don't know, like I think I was about 20 or so. I saw a DVD box set. It was some anime. I forget what it was, and it was about $60 for the first volume in this collector set, and it was pretty cool. I was like, you know what, I'll pick that up. And I was like, nah, you know what, I'll just wait. It'll go down. Wouldn't you know? About a month later, it was on eBay for like $400.
Oh my
because it
God.
ran out of print so quickly. And then you're like, why didn't I pull the trigger when I had the chance?
I know. Another one, a story like that I always kick myself for is, you remember those Masters of Horror sets?
Yeah,
There was the mausoleum and then the skull.
yeah,
The
yeah,
mausoleum you could still find on eBay for like $60 or whatever. But
yeah.
that skull, dude, last time I checked on Amazon, there wasn't a single listing for it.
I know that can be the thing, like
Remember that stuff was available everywhere, though?
oh yeah, and I mean, well, hell, I mean, the just like the single discs of it, for example, are still available now, really cheap.
Yeah.
But
Well, the first season, you saw they released it all in one slimline case for like $10, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I've slowly been picking up the first season on Blu-ray to
Oh, those
upgrade
four
my
volumes?
DVDs. Yeah, but I can find 2, 3, and 4 everywhere. But part 1 I can't find.
Yeah.
Well, mainly, I was able to get all of those for like $3 a piece, so I kind of don't want to pay a huge price for
Yeah. I'd love to do
part
an
1.
episode on that. Like, that'd be one of those things. It wouldn't be too hard to prep on one, but like one of these, pretty soon we should do like a season 1 episode.
Yeah,
Because, I mean, there is like 13 of them or something, but they are
yeah,
only an hour long, but still,
yeah,
that is a long time.
yeah, 13 hours.
One more thing I wanted to bring up, too. I'm
Yeah.
just looking at my collection now. How do you feel about that new Chucky box set that's coming out
Uh,
2 years after the Chucky box set that came out?
I know. I'm not gonna get it.
You're just going to get the standalone
Yes, well,
release?
simply because I have the box set that came out a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And
I like the cover of the new one, though, a lot
oh
better.
yeah, it's
That
got a
Good
good.
Guys doll.
Yeah, it definitely
But
has
they
a
used
good
the
look.
new Chucky, though. That looks, to me, it looks kind of shitty. The new Chucky.
I know what you mean. It doesn't look as. It looks more like a horror prop,
Yeah.
where the original looked like a toy.
Yeah.
You know,
Definitely.
I'll just pick up the new movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick it. I'm gonna pick it up too.
Yeah.
I'm excited
Um,
for it.
The only way I'd pick up the box set is if literally everything was remastered again,
Yeah,
and like
they had special features for part 2 and 3.
oh yeah, and honestly, like if they put in the Scream Factory version of Part 1.
Yeah, was it you that was telling me you didn't like part 3?
Yeah, I
Wow.
mean, yeah, my problem with it isn't the movie on its own, because like it's a solid movie and everything. It's just there's it's a military school. Someone should have noticed something.
Yeah, I love
You
that
know,
one though, man.
I mean, there's some great scenes in it, like that guy in the trash compactor, and
Yeah.
and that ending. I love the ending,
Oh, definitely.
but
That whole,
I
it was like the, yeah.
yeah, I
It's
just
my
wish
second favorite
someone-
after 2.
Yeah, Part 2's my favorite.
Yeah, mine too. It goes 2, 3, then 1.
Yeah, mine goes 2, 1, 3.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I almost consider like there to be like 3 eras of the Child's Play movies. You had 1, 2, and 3 is the first era. Seed of Chucky and Bride of Chucky is the second era, and now you got this new one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually a
Yeah.
good way to look at it, because the Chucky and Curse of Chucky looks a
Yeah.
lot different.
Yeah.
Well, that's another way to look at it, too. Chucky in the first 3 look a lot different than Chucky and Bride of Chucky.
Yeah.
And then the new Chucky looks a lot different than the Chucky from Bride and Seed.
Yeah. It's the sort of thing, I mean, I get, and there's been enough time in between them,
Yeah.
To make it like almost like literally, like I said, like a different era of the series.
It has me worried, though, because Don Mancini,
Yeah.
he was on a roll with Curse,
Yeah.
keeping it completely serious, and then they break it to us, oh, we're bringing back Glenn. And it's like, come on, man, dude. Like dude,
Yeah.
you were on a roll. You were bringing it back to the roots. That was what you had prided Curse on. Oh, we're bringing it back. It's going to be scary again.
Yeah.
And you got good reviews. People loved it. it did awesome. So why would you bring it back to the Seed of Chucky stuff? I don't get that.
I know it's a bit.
Like, I get Don Mancini likes that, like, dumb humor stuff, but dude,
Yeah.
it's like, there's a reason why Seed of Chucky is hated and Curse of Chucky is praised.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why would you
Yeah.
go back? That's so dumb, dude.
Yeah.
It's got
And
me worried, but I'm excited.
When you look at the original one, it was completely dead serious.
Even the second one is.
Yeah.
And the third one kinda started.
It starts
to go.
yeah,
But
then
it wasn't
Bride of
full
Chucky.
blown. It wasn't full blown ridiculous like Bride and Seed was, though.
No, I'd almost put Bride and Seed almost as horror comedies.
Yeah. See, I have a
Like-
soft spot for Bride, though.
Oh yeah, I love
Like that
Bride.
whole thing with the Arquette guy and
Oh yeah,
what's his first name or her first name or whatever it is.
Alexis Arquette. It is now, I
Well,
think.
rest in peace. But
Yeah,
I love that whole thing where he comes in, acting
and
like
he's
he's like
that guy killed somebody, and it's like
it
you're.
was
I can
him
see.
laying down or something.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I just love that movie for that scene where the guy gets out of the back of the truck right into the oncoming path of like the giant semi,
Oh yeah.
and it just turns him to meat sauce.
Oh, definitely. Well, my
And
favorite
and
scene
I
too
was like,
is,
oh.
remember when Tim Ritter remember he's in the back thing and Chucky hits the that board or whatever, all them nails
Oh yeah,
flying onto his face, and Chucky looks back and he's like, "Huh, have I seen that before?"
yeah,
Like making a
this one
reference to
looks familiar.
Pinhead. Yeah.
That was great. Yeah,
And
yeah.
there was another one where, remember Tiffany calls Chucky Martha Stewart?
Oh
Chucky's
yeah.
like, who the fuck is Martha Stewart?
Dude, yeah. She's like my idol.
Yeah, but
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
Seed was bad, man. There was not. Oh my god, that's a hard movie to get through.
It
And I
is.
don't even say that because it's the popular opinion, dude. That's a hard movie to get through.
I know what you mean. I find some enjoyable stuff in it. I find the comedy very fun, but I don't consider it a Child's Play movie, really.
Yeah, man.
I
It's got
kinda
me worried though.
consider
This
it,
new
yeah.
one. When I hear Glenn and Glenda, dude,
Yeah.
it gets me sweating
I
a
don't
little
know. It's the sort of thing, if done right, it could be good. If they stay true to what they brought out in the last one,
bit. Yeah.
Well, I guess the thing is, like Glenn and Glenda could be genuinely, interesting characters in theory.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, only,
Yeah.
2 or 3 months till the thing comes out, so.
Yeah.
We'll definitely, I'm thinking the week before that comes out, we ought to do the Chucky franchise.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. I think that would be fun, to say the least.
Well, before we get into our two main reviews here, I wanted to, did you, by any chance, have you been watching the Christmas in July things I've been doing?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
the last one for All Through the House.
I want to see that.
Yeah, dude. Well, dude, it's crazy, man. I woke up 2 or 3 days ago, and on Facebook,
Yeah.
I liked All Through the House on Facebook. The page.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm scrolling through, and I see All Through the House. They post, Christmas in July is here. Lots of reviews coming in for it. And then they're like, check out this cool review by Corey's Crypt. And they posted that video, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, what the hell, dude? And I commented.
stuff like that.
Yeah, I commented. I was like, wow, thanks for the shout out or whatever. And
Yeah.
then I go on my YouTube channel, and I had the little notification. I click it, and
Yeah.
it's Todd Nunes, the director of it. He commented on the YouTube video. He was like, oh, awesome video, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to post it to the official Facebook page and stuff.
That's
And,
cool.
it had me stoked because I've only been on YouTube for not that long. So it's
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
one of those things where it's like, dude, that proves that directors, producers
Oh,
are
yeah.
out there looking at it. You know what I mean? So
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I got a couple of those. I got one for, it was either Lord of Tears or, The Unkindness of Ravens, my review of that. Ended up actually in the Hex Media newsletter.
oh wow,
as like the featured YouTuber or something.
Yeah,
So
isn't it
that was
awesome though
pretty
when
cool.
you do get that shout out?
Oh, definitely. And I mean, and it shows also that they're watching the fan reaction.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I had only had the video up there for like 2 or 3 days on my channel, so it's
Yeah,
like he just must regularly type in all through the house reviews.
yeah,
And you know what's
yeah.
funny is when I did that review, that wasn't even a thought in my mind. Was,
I
oh, I
know,
wonder if the director's watching. I didn't even think that remotely.
I know.
So it's like, and I did say like I praised it actually. I said it was
Oh, yeah.
I said it was the best Christmas horror film I've seen so far.
Yeah,
I said it was amazing. I did say the ending was dumb.
yeah. Well, I think honestly, they a lot of directors and producers and everything, they appreciate it when you tell them the truth.
Yeah,
You know, if you say like, this was really good stuff, but then it got to this part and it was just something didn't work. I think they look at that and they say like, okay, well, he got what we were trying to do,
yeah,
and then I can see where he's coming from.
yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, he said he was going to send me his because he added me on Facebook. He said he was going to send me his next movie. It was like he's doing a remake of Death War, or he's doing a remake of Don't Look in the Basement or something.
Oh, okay,
And
that's
it's
kind of
called
cool.
Death Ward 13 or something. So
That's cool.
we'll see how it is.
Yeah, it's the sort of thing I love it when you get like small directors, if you will.
Yeah,
You
some kind of
know
recognition for something like that, you know.
that as well. Like I know I did a review of what's it called? I'm trying to see, Funhouse Massacre.
Oh yeah, that was pretty
Yeah,
decent.
I love that movie. I thought it was
Yeah.
really great. And a couple of the people who starred in it and everything left comments and everything. So I
When
thought
you
that was
got when
kind
you
of
got your
neat.
first comment from somebody at the business like that, were you like, holy shit?
Yeah, literally the first one I got was from I think it was Lord of Tears, and it was from the director.
Doesn't it
And
make it awesome though when
it
it's a
does.
director of a movie you genuinely like a lot?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because if it
You
was
know,
something like something dumb like Secret Santa, I would have been like, oh okay,
yeah,
it's
like
kind
yeah,
of cool.
yeah.
But the fact that
I,
it
I
was of my favorite Christmas horror film of all time, actually.
yeah, it's certainly you know, it's a cool thing,
Yeah,
and it's neat to see the fan interaction as well.
yeah. Well, definitely, dude. Check if you haven't seen it yet. Check out All Through the House, though.
Yeah, I'm actually I think gonna pick that up pretty damn soon
Yeah,
because I like a good Christmas horror movie.
yeah. I mean, I'm a little Christmased out right now, to be actually honest with you.
Yeah, honestly, I'm a bit after just the two Black Christmases.
I know. Well, this month I've watched Christmas Evil, Don't Open Till Christmas, Secret Santa, All Through the House, Silent Night, Deadly Night 1 through 5, and then now the two Black Christmases.
Yeah,
And thank God I don't have another one.
yeah, yeah,
There was another one I really wanted to see, but I'm going to save it for December, called
yeah.
Good Tidings.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, that looked really good. So I'm going to get
Yeah.
that. There was another one, too, called Dismembering Christmas.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
I know. And then I think I'll pretty much have my Christmas collection rounded out.
Well, then of course there's stuff like Krampus and Saint and all those
I
things as
forgot
well.
about those. You know, those are actually probably a lot better than the ones I've been watching, too.
Maybe I love.
I know there was the one
Krampus.
with Goldberg, Santa's Sleigh.
Oh,
That was actually a good movie, man.
I loved that. I loved it because it was balls out stupid.
Yeah.
It knew it was balls out stupid, and it didn't try to be anything else.
Yeah, I did. I'm gonna have to pick that one up. Did you
Yeah.
see that Saint Nick or Saint or I've seen it both titles.
I've seen Saint. Yeah. I got the Blu-ray of it. It's
It's from IFC, right?
I think so. Yeah. It's I think it's like a Swedish film. I want to say, or Icelandish or something.
Yeah, man, I'm forgetting a bunch of them now that you say foreign. There's that Rare Exports.
I never got a chance to see that. I kept seeing the DVD, and I was gonna pick it up.
I heard it's
And
really,
then-
really good.
Yeah, I've heard that too. From what I know, it's got a similar thing to Saint.
Yeah. See,
where
I've never
it's kind
seen
of like the
Saint, so I don't know.
Saint is interesting,
Yeah,
because it's very much I guess like I don't know whether Nordic is the right word, but it follows more like the Christmas from like Europe.
yeah.
So you have Santa Claus, and you have like, I think they call him like Black Peter or something, some guy that comes with him, and it's interesting to say the least.
Well, did you see that one Christmas horror story? That one that came out that Walmart had to like change the title to
I
like a
wanted to see
holiday
it.
story or something like
Yeah.
that.
I wanted to see it, but honestly, I could only ever find the DVD.
Yeah.
Couldn't find the Blu-ray, and then when I eventually found a place that sold the Blu-ray, I couldn't find the DVD anymore, and then whole production of trying to get it.
It's actually pretty good, man.
Is it?
Yeah, I enjoy it a lot.
That's cool. I
You've
wanted
heard
to
it's
see
like
it.
an anthology on Christmas.
Yeah, I like anthology stuff. I
Yeah,
really,
that's one of my favorite subgenres.
yeah. It's one of those things that, if done right, can be really solid.
Yeah.
I mean, I just got to say Trick or Treat.
Oh, definitely. Still waiting for
I-
that sequel.
Yeah.
I don't
I,
think it'll ever happen, though.
I hope it does eventually.
I think it would have happened by now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, or at the very least, give us a sequel in like a different format. I know they did a comic,
Yeah, I didn't read that, but I am interested in it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, like, hell, give us like write a book.
dude, I just don't get why they don't make another
TV
movie.
series.
It's like praised as a classic at this point.
Yeah.
Like people love it. WB or Warner Brothers, they should know by now. They made the dumb mistake of shelving it in the first place, that first one.
Yeah.
Remember, then they released it and overwhelmingly did good.
Yeah.
People love it. People, you know how many Sam tattoos I've seen? Like,
Oh yeah.
it's like, dude, just release. Even if it's another direct-to-video sequel, it's like, just do it, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
Krampus did well. It's like, when are you gonna trust this dude to do
Yeah.
another one? I mean, I don't get it.
I know. It's I wonder if it's something like contractually.
I don't know.
Like-
It's Hollywood's a weird thing, man. It's
It is.
like stuff that should just be common sense. I don't understand it.
I know. Well, I think a lot of the time you get like people, like I know this happened with, what was it? I forget what it was, but you'll get someone who will take over like the studio.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
a new studio head. And essentially what they do is they just shelve everything that's already out.
Well, that's what had
That-
happened to the Green Inferno.
Yeah, and it's like
The
come
one
on.
head of the studio loves it, funds it, then the other head of the studio is like, nah, and then just
Yeah.
shit on it. So it's
And I mean, the fact of the matter is, what heads of studios think, honestly, it doesn't matter.
yeah, they're about the bottom dollar.
Yeah, so the fact of the matter is, if something's going to make money, you should put it out.
You know how I look at it as, man, if you're going to be a big studio like Universal, for example,
Yeah,
and you're Universal, you should have a certain person for your dramas, a certain
Yeah.
person for your horror, and a certain person for your action.
yeah,
Because that don't make sense to have the same person in charge of, Moonlight, and then have that same person in charge of Jigsaw. You know what I mean? It don't
Oh,
make
yeah.
any sense, dude.
no.
It's
no.
like, I don't know, or they should have it to where if you're Universal, stick with the drama. If you're Blumhouse, stick with horror. If you're whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I always think a good example of that is, I remember watching Crystal Lake Memories a bit back. I rewatched that.
Yeah.
And one of the Friday the 13th, I think it was the producer or something on the movie, like the person they'd put like as like kind of like the go-between wasn't a horror fan.
Yeah, I do remember hearing something about that.
And it's like, you're making a horror movie.
For a legion of fans that are diehard about it.
Yeah, that are possibly, I've said before, possibly the biggest and like most vocal fan group.
Yeah,
Of
it's
any
a
genre.
toss-up between that and comics. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, you
And
know.
more
So I
so,
mean,
though, I think horror more than comics. That I think about it, you know.
yeah, I mean, we're very protective,
Yeah,
and we're like, if I've said it before, you know, if you do something we like, we'll raise you up on a pedestal. But if you do something we don't like, we'll crucify you in a heartbeat.
yeah. The thing is,
You
though,
know,
being a horror fan, you go through a lot of shit, man.
yeah.
Like a lot of poo-poo sequels.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Yeah, I don't think any genre of fans goes through more abuse than horror fans. You know, even comic fans. To
Yeah,
me, they have it, made when it comes to the fandoms and stuff.
yeah,
But it's one of those things. You're passionate about it, then you still stick with it. I mean, horror's
yeah,
been my passion my whole life, so it's kind of like, poo
yeah,
poo sequel there, poo poo sequel there. Ain't gonna
yeah.
do
And
nothing.
then,
So,
every now and then something like The Witch comes along
oh my god, makes it
and
all worth
makes it.
it.
Yeah,
Like the Black Coat's Daughter. The Black Coat's Daughter was that good to where, I could live till October not seeing another good movie.
yeah,
I'll sit through 20 more Don't Knock Twices, waiting for something good.
yeah,
That's what I love about like new movies, man. You get something, for example, the Black Coat's Daughter will come out, and
yeah,
then you love it, and then all of a sudden you'll get Don't Knock Twice, and you'll get what else? Just like all these new stuff coming out that's just garbage, man.
yeah.
Like another
Oh,
one
what?
that came out that I was excited for, that Blue Chunks, was that remember that Abattoir from that Darren
Yeah,
Lynn Bousman?
yeah, yeah.
Wasn't a big fan of that. But I have high hopes. Speaking of, you did order Child Eater, right?
Yeah, I got it right on my desk right now.
Oh, you got it in already.
Yeah, the place I ordered it from called me up and they're like, "Hey, we got your movie."
Wow.
Yeah,
If you don't mind me asking, what'd you pay for it?
paid $12.99.
Oh, that's basically what I got it for. That's a good price, man.
It is, you know, and the thing is, if you order it on Amazon over here, though,
Yeah.
it's $25.99
Oh wow.
and 1 to 2 months to ship.
Oh my God. What, did you just have a store there order it locally?
There was a store I go to where I get like used stuff from,
Yeah.
and I just asked them. I'm like, do you have this? And like, well, we got one in this other store. Do you want us to get it for you? I'm like, yeah.
Wow.
So I think
did they look
looks
at you
pretty
like you were
sweet.
crazy when you said I want a movie called Child Eater?
Well, a little bit.
Dude, I love that name, dude. Like,
I know. Well, it completely tells you exactly what you're getting.
yeah. What do you know about it?
Just what I've read on the back.
Yeah. Have you heard of it before I brought it to your attention?
I'd seen like some cover shots
That
and
cover's
stuff.
badass, isn't it?
It is definitely.
That font too looks like a metal
I
band or something.
Definitely. That's like a definite death metal font right
Yeah.
there.
So I'm excited to watch that, man.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty fun, I think.
Yeah.
It's like I said before. It's one of those things. I'm not getting my hopes super high,
Yeah.
but I think it's going to be fun.
Me too. I'm kind of getting my hopes high because A, I love the title.
Yeah,
B, I love the look of the creature.
Yeah,
Or I don't even know if it's a creature. Whatever it is,
Yeah.
it looks badass.
it
With
does.
those
Yeah,
glasses and the teeth and everything.
yeah.
Dude, I'm
It's
excited
it's the
for
sort of thing. Yeah. I think this, as long as it's fun,
it. Yeah.
I can forgive a movie for being like kind of crappy.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's
If
going to
it's
be
a
low
fun
budget.
movie.
It's from
Oh, I'm
MVD
sure, yeah.
Visual. I mean,
Yeah. Oh, have you ever seen those movies from, what are they called? I can't turn around to see. There's a bunch of movies made by these guys, real low budget. There was The Red Skulls, Midnight Skater, and Demon Summer. You ever seen any of
no, I
them?
don't think I've seen them.
Oh my God, they're horrible.
Are they like
But-
an Astron 6?
They are below Astron 6.
No.
It's literally about I think it's like 5 people that made these movies and has the same actors and everyone. None of them are particularly great actors.
So it
But
is like a low scale Astron 6
It
then.
it's very low scale, but when you watch it, you can just tell how much fun they're having making the movie,
Yeah.
and that they have a genuine passion for it, and they're just really, really fun, crazy little flicks.
Yeah. Uh, After the
You
show,
probably,
send me the link to it because I'll have to pick them up.
yeah, I got those literally for $3 a piece. They're complete low budget, but they are hilarious.
Wow. Is it something they put out themselves, or is it a legit company putting
I
it out?
think it's a pretty legit company. I'm kind of stuck, so I can't really turn around and see because I got them on the other side of the room. But they're an interesting little group, really. You
Yeah.
know, I know you can. I think some of their stuff's actually up on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah, you'll have to send me the name of them.
Yeah, because they're really they're
Because I
they're
like stuff where
cheesy
it's
as
low
all
budget
hell.
and cheesy, as long as there's some kind of heart in it, you know?
Oh yeah, you can tell that these people are just having a really great time making these movies.
Yeah, well, if you look at Astron Six's or older movies like Manborg
Yeah,
and stuff like that, you could just see the passion they had for it.
and it's something you can definitely appreciate as a fan.
Yeah, well, definitely. Because then
Yeah,
have the people you're talking about, they
yeah.
haven't moved on to better things. Like, Astron 6 put out The Editor, and they just put out oh my,
Yeah.
what's that other movie they put out?
The Void.
The Void, definitely.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, cool. Yeah, we're doing The Void after Child Eater, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's
Yeah.
I love that movie.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm saving it for that week because I
Yeah.
gotta watch the movie we're reviewing. Like I
Yeah.
gotta watch it like a day or two before the
Yeah.
podcast. Like if I was to watch it now, and we were doing the podcast 2 weeks down the road.
Yeah.
Anyways, but let's
Yeah.
get
Well, I'll probably watch it again because it was a really fun movie.
yeah.
Oh, I just got to hear
Did you get the Blu-ray?
Yeah, I got the Blu-ray from Britain.
Oh, so
And
Diabolic doesn't have the rights in Britain?
No, they're everywhere over there, and they're like £3.
The Void?
Yeah,
It's everywhere in Britain?
everywhere.
So you can walk into a store physically and get it?
Yep.
Wow.
And I kid you not, it's all region.
Really?
It says it's
What is
region
that?
B.
What does that money convert to in American dollars?
Well, let's see. About 3-4 pounds is roughly about $8.
For the Void on Blu-ray?
Yep.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah. I just got the directors and everything of Demon Summer and everything. It's Andrew and Lucas Campbell.
Andrew and Lucas Campbell.
Yeah.
I'll have to look them
And
up.
they're it's pretty damn fun. They're low budget as all hell, but really really fun stuff. I got a review on my YouTube of those three, and they're just really good, especially Midnight Skater.
Okay.
I got a
Yeah.
clip at the beginning, and it's just it's just hilarious.
Yeah. Well, I love low budget stuff. Like some of my favorite, one of my favorite release companies is Intervision, who releases all the shot on video stuff
Yeah,
from the 80s and 90s, where that's about as amateurish as you can get.
yeah,
People from the 90s with a video camera doing it.
yeah. That's essentially what this stuff is. So.
Yeah, I love that stuff though.
Yeah, it's real fun.
Oh man, let's get into Black Christmas 1974.
Okay.
I gotta start this off, dude, by saying, there's like very few actresses where when they're on screen, I'm mesmerized just by their looks.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them, as of recent, was, Vera Farmiga from Bates
Yeah.
Motel. I think she's beautiful, dude.
Mm.
But Olivia Hussey, dude,
Yeah.
I saw It before I saw Black Christmas.
Yeah.
And I thought she was pretty in It or whatever, dude. But seeing her in Black Christmas,
Yeah.
it takes me out of the movie because I'm just tranced at how beautiful she is and the accent
Yeah.
and everything. It just
Yeah.
takes me out of it, dude. I love Olivia Hussey, dude.
Yeah. Definitely a good-looking woman.
Yeah, dude, she is amazing.
Yeah.
That's how I had to start it off. But
Yeah.
what did you think of Black Christmas though as a movie?
I love Black Christmas.
Yeah, it's I love it too. It's my second I still like All Through the House better, but
Yeah,
I definitely love this. I love the
yeah.
grainy grindhouse feel to it, you know?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's just I think an all-around superior horror movie.
Yeah, definitely. And
You know, I'm
this was
not even going to
before
limit it.
Halloween.
Just yeah, yeah. Essentially, it was the birth of the slasher movies.
Let me ask you, why does Halloween get the credit of being the first slasher movie of in all seriousness, this was the first one.
Yeah, it's mainly because
Like, why does nobody bring this up? I don't get that.
Halloween was American.
True, this is Canadian, dude, but how would you even know
Yeah,
that if you didn't? You know what I mean?
I know.
If I didn't know
But
it was Canadian, I would have never thought, oh man, this is a Canadian movie.
yeah, I think a lot of people. I don't think when it originally came out, it had a huge uh, like release in the States.
Yeah,
I think it had a bigger Canadian release, and probably by the time they got a really good release in the States, Halloween had probably already come out.
yeah,
That's the feeling I get, at least. And
yeah, that would make kind of sense.
yeah, you know, I'm glad it's found its spot.
Well, it's a classic now. I
Yeah.
think every horror fan can agree it's a classic.
Oh yeah. Well, I know they say, what's his name? Elvis was a fan of it.
Really?
He used to watch it every Christmas, apparently.
Wow. You know who else? You know this movie. You know, I watch all the movies with the subtitles on,
Yeah.
and I was watching this one, dude. Some of the stuff that Billy's saying in them phone calls in this one
I
is
know.
brutal, dude. Like,
It is. I mean, even for like today.
I know, man. Like, I'm shocked that slid back then, because dude, he said cunt like what 10 times or something,
Easily.
and talking
Easily.
about, dude, he was like, dude, that was man, that was. I almost felt uncomfortable reading it, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
I
know,
know
like
what I know what you mean.
I'd
I know
seen it
what you mean.
before, and I must have missed a lot of that, man, because I remember it being vulgar calls, but not that vulgar.
I know.
Like, dude, for 1974, man, I was.
Yeah.
It was a little too obscene, but it gets the point across, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
I ain't
Definitely.
joking.
No. Um. Yeah. I love it. I think the movie as a whole is one of my all-time favorite movies.
Yeah, it's awesome, and
Yeah.
another thing I like about it is it feels Christmassy. It's
Oh yeah. Definitely.
the most Christmas feeling horror movie out of all Christmas horror movies.
Yeah.
It's actually
Yeah.
snowing, and
I know.
when you see like uh, Olivia Hussey and them go outside, you actually see the cold breath. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
It has real Christmas music in it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And also, what I find, like, when the girl's father at the beginning is waiting for his daughter to show up,
Yeah.
and he stood there. He looks completely frozen,
Oh yeah.
and you can hear, like, when people are walking, you can hear like the snow crunching under their feet and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, this was filmed in winter.
Yeah.
They didn't just blow in some snow.
Definitely. And one thing too about this, like, and it's in both of them. The character Margot Kidder plays, that
Yeah.
70s drunk woman
Yeah.
role. Dude, I hate that kind of stereotype of drunk people. Like, I get it, but where they're just,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think it's annoying. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't like Margot Kidder in this at all.
I'm gonna bring this up a bit more in the remake thing, but I found her character in the remake to be less likable than her character in the
Oh,
original.
definitely. I hated that character in the
'Cause-
remake.
Yeah, in the original, I loved, like, when they go to the cop station
Oh, yeah.
and she's messing with the cop, and it's just, oh man, there's a charm to that character, even though they're like a complete, like, bitch.
Yeah, well, that's what it is it's just like to where they're just like a super bitch, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's the sort of thing you need to throw a bit of humanity in there as well,
Yeah.
or it just doesn't work,
But it is a slasher movie too, so it's one of
That's
those things where you do gotta root for them when they do die.
Yeah.
One thing I gotta get with the deaths in this, they weren't Obviously not as brutal as the remake, but
No.
I do like the subtleness of the deaths here. It shows the aftermaths of them.
Yeah, the
Like you'll
aftermath
see the
more
very
so than
beginning of it, and then you'll
yeah,
see the consequences of it.
yeah,
Like I love
yeah.
that seeing the woman with the bag on her face, and Billy's sitting there rocking the chair and stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. One thing I like, but I always kind of annoyed me a little bit about it. You can see the body from outside.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
it takes you out of the whole thing too, because it's like, look, these cops just heard that this woman's missing. It's like,
yeah,
wouldn't you do a whole sweep of the house? And B,
yeah,
once the cops realize the call's coming from inside the house, like, how are you not going to do a sweep of the house? I don't get it.
yeah,
It's just,
yeah.
dude, it's like the ending of the movie, if they're taking the one dude out,
I
then
know.
it's just, dude, like, what?
All I can think is it's
Movie
when you
logic.
think of when you think of when it was filmed and when it takes place, you know, back in
Yeah,
like the 70s or whatever, you hadn't had other slasher movies in like the atmosphere, if you will. So a lot of the rules that we know nowadays,
weren't in place. Yeah, it's one of those
no.
things
So
where
so
you
I
gotta
mean they
put
wouldn't have
yourself,
even
you gotta
yeah.
put yourself back in '74.
Yeah, you know, the cops probably like would have thought like this guy is dead. The
Yeah,
girl killed him. You know, obviously this is the guy that's been causing all the havoc.
right.
You know, but still, you
You
would
know,
have thought,
you know what scene I laughed out loud when I remember when she tells him she's pregnant and he's sweating
oh,
and
oh
choking
yeah,
at the audition or whatever he's doing for those people
yeah,
on the piano,
yeah,
and then he smashes the piano and he goes
I know,
back to the Olivia Hussey and he's like, "Yeah, I'm quitting the conservatory. Let's get married." And she's
yeah,
like, "Oh, I still got dreams. Why don't you go back?" It's like, well, it's kind of too late for that. You done smashed up the whole piano and everything.
yeah. I just love that part where she's like, I don't want to marry you,
Yeah, dude.
and it's just kind of like, oh man, like you've just screwed the pooch something fierce.
But then it's like you look at his reaction immediately after. It's like, well,
I
you kind of
know.
bit a bullet. I mean, way to show your cards literally right after.
Yeah,
It's like, you want to marry me? No. Well, then fuck you. You'll regret it. I'm going to kill you. It's like, well,
yeah.
thank God we didn't get married.
Oh,
Dude. But yeah.
yeah.
And I love he's breaking the glass and he comes in and he's like, why are you running away from me? And
It's like, because you're breaking the
I know,
glass in
dude.
the damn
Let me
basement.
ask, I've heard two different theories on this ending.
Hmm.
What do you think of the ending that they have where it's he's dead and he's getting carried away, and then you hear the laughing and stuff coming from upstairs?
I love that. Well, the thing is, at least for me, some people thought that he was the killer.
Yeah, well, that's the two
You
things
know?
I heard. There was the straightforward one where, yeah, they got the wrong guy and the real Billy's still upstairs. But I've also
Yeah.
heard the theory that that's just like they did get the real killer, and that's just kind of like the laughing for the creepy atmosphere at the very last scene, you know?
Yeah, no, I think, well, pretty much because you see the attic door open,
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure, Billy is his own person.
yeah. Well,
And,
there's another theory too, which I'll get into in
yeah,
the remake, because the remake takes a lot of liberties that.
yes.
Let's just get into the remake now.
Yeah.
What's your score 1 to 10 of the original Black Christmas?
Honestly, it goes above 10.
Yeah, I'm in the
I'm,
same
I'm,
boat. It's
I'm just
perfect.
gonna do this. I'm gonna say, like, let's come up with, like, let's say S-class movies.
Yeah. What does the S
that
stand for?
super
Okay.
or superior. I don't know. Something. It's just it goes beyond the standard rating scale.
Yeah.
So something like The Thing would be in there probably,
Yeah.
and Jaws. Stuff that you know is beyond
Yeah.
the normal stuff. So I give it an S rating. Definitely, it's top tier horror.
Yeah. It's definitely a classic that everybody should definitely have a copy in their collection.
Yeah, I mean, admitted the pacing and everything isn't for everyone.
Yeah, it is kind of slow, but I do like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I like the whole
It's the sort of
mystery of it
thing.
all.
Yeah, I've come to like it more over time.
Yeah.
I first saw this when I don't know. I must have been 11 or 12, and it was you kind of I'd just been on like Nightmare on Elm Street and everything, Friday the 13th and everything like that. So compared to stuff like that,
It was real low key.
it was really. But as I've got older, I've got a real appreciation for it.
No, I'm the same way. As I get older, slow burns affect me a lot more than
Yeah,
something like a Nightmare on Elm Street where it's just bam, bam, you know? But,
yeah, yeah.
so let's get into Black Christmas, or Black Xmas
Yes,
2006, which was smart on their part for calling it Xmas
it
and not
was.
Christmas.
Yeah.
So let's start this thing out with, what did you think of the new cast of girls?
The new cast. Honestly, I really didn't like any of them.
Neither did I, man. You had that blonde chick from the
Ugh.
Nightmare on Elm Street remake.
Yeah, I mean, I just I found them all. The only character that I actually found somewhat interesting was the house mother.
Was she in the original one?
I think she was. I'm not sure. I mean,
She looked familiar when I was looking at
yeah.
it.
I mean,
I
I
think, and I
thought
feel
she
like I do
was.
remember hearing she was in the remake too.
Yeah, she was the most interesting character.
Yeah.
I think. You know, admitted they had what's her face who was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Michelle Trachtenberg or whatever.
Yeah. This is definitely a product of the early 2000s, man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna start. This was my first time ever seeing this.
yeah,
I just didn't have I had no interest in seeing it till now.
yeah,
And the girls are pretty forgettable. The whole thing with the boyfriend with the sex tape on the windshield, like, what was the point of that?
I think it was just a reason to make him seem like a jerk.
See, well, the first movie, they have the boyfriend there as
Yeah.
a red herring.
Yeah.
Except the thing is, you actually believe he's the killer. Like, he's actually the one where you're like, oh, is it him? This
Yeah,
one, you
it
already
gives
see
you-
Billy. You already know who Billy is. And you're looking at this guy, it's like, well, we already know
Yeah.
he's not the killer. And they don't even, like, resolve it, or it's just...
No.
They
Well,
had
let's be
that whole,
honest.
like, 10-minute scene with him talking to the blonde chick, and it...
Yeah,
Dude, that was dumb.
yeah. Let's be honest. He's cannon fodder.
Yeah.
He was in the movie to pad out the death count.
Yeah, and I also think maybe, too, it was like, they have all these attractive women. Maybe they
Yeah.
wanted dudes for the women in the audience. I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know.
But yeah, that was dumb. What'd you think of the new backstory they added? With him with the liver disease, turns his skin yellow, and
I
the
oh.
mom, like, dude, it was
I tell you what, the whole thing of him being yellow,
an excuse to
Know
add
what I-
Agnes into it. Because
maybe, yeah.
the whole
You know-
thing was, remember they were saying the mom would look at the son and hated him
Yeah.
because of the yellow skin? I
Yeah,
think they used the yellow skin solely as a purpose for the mom to want to have another kid.
yeah, I believe that. And also, I think also that someone had seen Sin City a few too many times and thought,
Yeah, the
hey,
yellow
remember
bastard.
that yellow bastard was a little creepy. Maybe we can put someone like him in.
Yeah, dude, I thought it took me out of it, dude. It was so dumb. The yellow skin.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
I did actually feel for the mother was like hardcore bitch, dude.
Oh,
Like,
definitely.
I actually felt for Billy, and I felt for the dad, the real dad.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But dude, then they added the mother's just having sex with the stepdad on the stairs, and
I know.
he can't keep it up. She's saying, so she all of a sudden decides to have sex with the son that she can't
I
look at, and
know,
she's
that-
like, it didn't make dude, that was dumb. And then
Yeah.
Agnes, the daughter that's born, is uglier than Billy.
Yeah,
Like that what? Like, you locked the kid away because he has yellow skin, but this daughter you had with the kid is like
Yeah.
uglier. And then, dude, remember that? Speaking of this Agnes, remember they bring in that nerdy girl
yeah.
randomly, and then
Yeah, I
you
know.
see nothing more of her except her head.
I know.
Later in the movie.
again, that seems to me to be one of those things they were hoping for a red herring, and it
Yeah.
just didn't work.
Well, for a split second there, I did think it was Agnes.
Yeah, but then it was like, wait a minute.
But one thing,
what
did you like the backstory or no?
I found what made Billy so effective in the original was the fact that he was a complete blank slate.
Yeah.
You knew nothing. You got like these little hints at what was going on in his head. You never actually saw him.
Well, you really only had the clips of sentences he was saying on the phone calls.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you kept hearing Agnes.
Yeah.
And the thing is, there's certain aspects I like about this backstory. I don't like the yellow skin and all that.
No.
But the whole thing with this Agnes thing, I think they did that they used that as a way to explain the multiple voices you're hearing in the first one.
Yeah.
Because you remember
remember
they're like, oh, is it one person? It sounds like two people.
Yeah.
Well, the fact that they added Agnes to this answers that question. The reason you're hearing multiple voices in the first one is because there's two people there.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things. In a way, I find it's too much information.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I like that we're getting a bit of the backstory.
Yeah.
As to why he's like so messed up.
Yeah.
But one thing that they did, which I found really kind of annoying, you had Billy, who escapes from the mental institution.
I love the mental institution scene.
That was pretty good, yeah. But the thing is, you see him, he's got the short hair and everything.
Yeah.
And then you see Agnes, before you even get a real good view of her, you can tell it's not the same person.
Yeah.
You can tell it's not Billy.
Dude, she was freaky looking.
Yeah.
I'd be more afraid of Agnes than I would be Billy.
I'm not sure, but was that a man?
It looked like it.
Yeah. I don't know. No, but you know what I mean? Like, they were trying to go for the fact, like, it was going to be like this surprise that there are two killers and everything. But,
yeah, it just, I don't know.
They were too different looking when they showed them, and they showed too much of them at the beginning.
Yeah, well, you already knew Billy had short black hair and
and then you see this person with long hair, and you're like, okay, well, this obviously isn't Billy.
And yeah, exactly. And what other thing I didn't like about this movie is it's an R-rated movie, a hard R. It has brutal deaths, people chewing on eyeballs, all this crazy stuff. But there's one phone call, and it's not really obscene at all.
I know what you mean.
It's just like something stupid, one phone call, and then that's all you hear. Where the first one, there was like 20 phone calls. They were all crazy obscene. And then during the credits, you even hear the phone ringing.
Yeah.
And then you even look on the cover of the season greetings edition. It's a phone. It's like...
Yeah. It's a big part of the movie.
I know. And it's like this one, you have one phone call, and it's 10 seconds long, and there's no nothing worded. It don't have any... But it's like... You could have added that because you already got an R rating. It's not like you're trying to keep it PG-13.
No. And also, the one part that I found really kind of worked was the part where they're calling the other girl's cell phone.
Yeah.
And you can hear it in the attic.
Yeah.
And you can see the light going on.
Yo, definitely.
I thought that was really effective. I just really wish they'd done more with that.
Yeah. Did you like the fact that they made the deaths like insanely gory?
I think it was something they had to do.
Yeah.
Because when you think of when it came out 2006. Yeah, so think of the other stuff that was coming out around then,
Yeah, those were like Wrong Turns and stuff like that, all that.
Yeah, so, you needed to up the brutality, because it probably wouldn't have worked with, I want to say the more cerebral way of the original, Yeah. And I loved the gore.
Yeah, me too.
I just loved that part with the skates.
Oh yeah.
That was awesome. Just chucks the skates. top of the head comes off or whatever.
One scene I'm genuinely curious about is, remember when Lacey Chabert, she's outside smoking
Yeah,
and she sees that hole in the ground
yeah,
and she throws the cigarette down. Remember
yeah,
the camera pans down and you
yeah,
see under it, you just see all those cigarettes? It's like,
yeah.
what was the point of that shot though? It's like, does that mean everybody throws their cigarettes in that little hole, or?
I guess so.
It's like, I don't, that was a weird scene to me. It like lingered
I
on it like we were
yeah,
supposed to get something real. Like, I don't
I
know.
know. And it's not even like when she eventually went down there that she even actually found the body that was under there.
Yeah, that was just a pointless scene. And then the
I
whole,
know.
I felt like too, if there's that many cigarettes in there, then
Yeah, someone would have.
then she should already know about this hole.
Yeah,
Because A, she's smoking and all that stuff, and B, it's like, it's weird. I mean, I
yeah.
don't get, that was a weird shot, but it is what it is. This movie felt
Yeah.
Christmassy too. I like the
It did.
house and all the lights.
Yeah. I found it really harkened back to the original in the look of the house.
Yeah, definitely. And did you like
You
the
know,
scene where the woman's taking the shower and Billy's popping the little tiles up and
that was
he's looking?
so creepy.
Yeah, I like that
And
a
it
lot.
was what really kind of cringed me out about that scene is the part where she's on the floor there and like her feet are touching the thing and the tiles are coming up.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know why. There's just something really like, ugh.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't like that.
And one
But
thing too
it
is,
worked.
they have two big deaths that are carbon copies of the original. The one is the bag death.
Yeah,
Now, I actually like this one too because now it's a different bag. It's like a black bag. But I
yeah,
like that he stabs you in the head while he's
Yeah.
choking you in the remake.
yeah.
Like in the first one, he just strangles you. This one, he like stabs him with it. It's badass.
Yeah. Yeah, ups the brutality definitely.
Yeah, so I definitely like the bag death in the remake more. But
Yeah,
the second death is with that crystal unicorn head.
yeah,
Remember, it has that exact same shot with Billy with his arms up over his head,
yeah,
getting ready
yeah,
to stab down on her.
yeah,
The original one did it so much better,
yeah.
where
It
you
did.
just see the silhouette in the eye.
Yeah, that's something that that I really liked about the original. That you never actually really saw Billy.
Yeah,
You saw his outline. You saw his eye. God, that eye. That thing was
Yeah.
just creepy looking. And it never went into why he's doing it really.
yeah,
And I just kind of found that really well. It's kind of like when you think of like Charles Manson, for example.
yeah,
Like like all the killings that he set in motion and everything. And it's kind of like, well, why did he kill these people? It's like, well, why not? It's the same sort of thing with Billy. It's like, well, why is he doing all this? And it's like, well, we don't know.
yeah,
There probably isn't a reason.
yeah. This is So, what would you give this movie on a scale of 1 to 10?
The remake I'd give probably 6.5, maybe 7.
I was gonna say I'd give it a solid 6. It's better than average. It's not complete
Yeah.
voodoo, but it's somewhat enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's not as bad as you would think.
Yeah,
It's a product of its time, definitely. And
this definitely has an MTV VH1 generation,
yeah,
early 2000s feel to it, like a
Definitely.
TRL. You know what I mean? Early
Yeah.
2000s MTV feel.
yeah, definitely.
Just it was like a teeny bopper version of a.
Yeah,
It's like a teeny bopper version of Black Christmas, basically.
yeah, and it's almost like how could I describe it? It's almost like the difference between using like a feather and using like a whole chicken,
Yeah.
to use the old porn analogy. That's kind of what it is.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to end my review on this Black Christmas with this, that I do like it
Yeah,
more than I actually should. I look at it
Yeah.
as, Black Christmas 1974 is a classic. I love the whole fact that he's hidden. His
Yeah.
whole story's a mystery. And a lot of people may say this one ruined it because it gives you a big backstory and a
Yeah.
somewhat dumb backstory.
Yeah.
But this is one of those things where it's kind of like it's there if you want it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, to me, it don't take anything away from the original one.
No.
But in the future, though, I'll probably just watch the original one. But
Yeah. I mean,
I bet you every few years I'll bust this remake out.
oh yeah.
Because it's one of those things where if I'm in the mood for Black Christmas, it's cool to me that I
Yeah.
have the backstory.
Yeah.
It's just something extra there if you want to see it,
Yeah. It works,
Yeah.
but it's unnecessary.
Yeah,
Let's say that.
definitely.
You know.
Put it this way, I bought it for $6.99 DVD,
Yeah.
FYE brand new, and I'm
Yeah.
glad I didn't pay $1 more.
Yeah.
So I'm not. It's one of those things. I'm perfectly satisfied. I'll never upgrade it to DVD or to Blu-ray, probably.
Yeah.
But so it is what it. Oh, dude, one last thing about these Black Christmas things before we
Yeah.
go. What did you think of this Scream Factory transfer?
I really liked it.
Really,
Yeah. I found it to be a good amount of grain.
dude.
You
But
know.
some of them grain and them darker shots, it's so grainy. There's like white in it. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true.
See, I haven't seen any. I know it has the other transfer, which next Christmas, or I'll
Yeah.
probably try that transfer to see if it's better, because I
Yeah.
know this one, Scream Factory wanted to remain truer
Yeah.
to the film elements. Have you seen the other transfer that comes
Yeah.
with it?
Yeah. I've seen the other transfer. It's a good transfer. I find it to be a little dark.
Oh, is it cleaner though, like more grain free, or?
It seems to be, from what I remember.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I watched the other.
Was it Critical Mass that did it?
Yeah. Yeah. It was. It was a. It was a different transfer. Let's say that.
Yeah,
You know,
give Scream
I think
Factory.
it all goes, with your personal, taste for
Yeah.
that particular thing.
You got to give Scream Factory major props for including both of them.
Oh yeah, I love the fact that they did that.
They
I
did
love the
that
fact.
with another release too, which I give them major props for. That Texas Chainsaw 2.
Yeah,
Do you have that Scream Factory release?
yeah,
Remember they
yeah,
included the new 2K transfer
yeah,
and included the old MGM transfer.
yeah. I like essentially what they're saying is like, we know this is like you're double dipping,
Yeah,
and we're gonna respect that. We're not like the work that was done on this the other edition. We're not gonna just throw it out.
yeah. No, I think that's awesome.
No.
They do that.
Yeah,
They
I
don't
think
do it
it's-
often, but I do like that. Did
Yeah.
they do it with the Thing? I don't have the
Um,
Thing Scream Factory because I'm satisfied with the.
Yeah,
regular one.
I don't think so. It's just a really nice clear picture.
Oh, I would have thought they would have included the old Blu-ray.
Not that I know, but I know on the second disc, at least I think this is for the thing, that they have the television cut.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to
Yeah.
watch that though.
No. I think that's on the thing at least. Yeah. It's got a beautiful picture.
Yeah, I'll
The
probably
Thing.
pick it up eventually.
It's definitely worth it because well, I know this. The old Blu-ray that was it Universal released it?
Yeah.
I know that had an inferior picture to the HD DVD.
Inferior?
Inferior.
So the Blu-ray looks worse than the HD
The
DVD?
Blu-ray looked worse than the HD DVD, yeah.
Wow.
And
But the Scream
'cause I-
Factory looks better than the HD DVD?
yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
See, the Thing, man, I like the Thing. I don't put it on the level as everybody else does.
No?
You know what I mean? I know you said
Yeah.
you put it in the S category.
I put it in the S class, yeah.
It's good. It's not amazing to me. But I
Yeah.
know I'm in the very select few that think that.
Yeah. Well, it's the sort of thing. I mean, I completely love the Thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because of also like when I first saw it.
Yeah. No,
It's one of those things,
I fully understand everybody's love
Yeah.
for it. I get that. It's just it's
Yeah.
not there for me. I enjoy it, like I said, but I don't put it
Yeah.
on that level. But I do
Yeah.
understand why so many people do.
Yeah, it's the sort of thing. I've just always dug it personally. Like I said, I think also it might come at a time. Like, when did you first see it?
The Thing. See, I saw
Yeah,
it late to the game.
yeah, that's the thing. It was one of the first like horror movies I ever saw.
Oh, okay. So you have that
So,
special love for it.
so it's kind of like the first time I saw like creature effects of that level.
Oh yeah. I mean, if I'm
You
reading it
know?
effects wise, it's top of the line. But
Oh yeah,
like the whole scene with the dogs, where the dog just splits right down the middle.
yeah.
I love that. But
That is great.
see, the thing with that is, it's one of those things where I had already seen most of John Carpenter's. I had seen so many horror movies at that point that by the time I saw it,
Yeah,
I mean, it was all right, like I said, but I don't know.
yeah. Well, it's kind of like Halloween. I found with Halloween, you know, a lot of like younger people, for example, don't like it as much as older people.
Yeah. Now that's
I
one I
think
love. That's one that
yeah,
that's one
Halloween's a masterpiece.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Um,
That's scary to think that young people wouldn't like that.
yeah, and I think it's just due to the fact, it is a slow movie.
Yeah, and
It's
people
supposed to
want to
be.
see gore and stuff, I guess. So
Yeah. And also again, I think it comes into when did you see it?
yeah. Oh, I
You
saw that
know?
at such a young age that
Yeah. So, you see that and like if you get someone who's seen, I don't know, like let's say it this way, if you get someone whose like first experience of horror is like a Serbian film,
oh god, yeah.
and
You're
then they
pretty much
see
screwed.
Halloween,
You're screwed at that point because
you are,
I mean the only
you
movies
know,
shocking you at that point are really extreme indie movies.
yeah, yeah,
Dude,
you know,
isn't it crazy they're putting a documentary out just about a Serbian film? Like, what much can
yeah.
you say about it that would necessitate a whole documentary?
From what I've heard, apparently it's like necessitating like something like a 2.5, 3 hour documentary.
Oh my
I guess
god.
because the thing is, it was like the first real Serbian horror film.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna get it because I actually do love a Serbian film.
I find I've seen a Serbian film, but I'm not the biggest fan of it.
Why? Is it too shocking or for you or?
Not shocking enough, maybe. I no, I just find
I
it.
need more baby porn.
Yeah, it feels like. I guess I can put it this way: when it comes to like extreme cinema, I like stuff that tries to play itself off as real.
Yeah.
You
Was
know,
this
or
overhyped to you?
it was definitely overhyped, but also though it feels just like it's a movie.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
um, though.
I had saw it
Yeah,
before I had heard any of the hype. Like I'd heard a little bit from a buddy,
yeah,
and I saw it and I was like, "Oh my god." But then all of a sudden it blew up. Like I remember saying, "Oh, it's banned. We'll never get it released." All of a sudden we have 15 different releases, So it's
yeah, yeah. I saw it and I thought, like, I thought it was all right. I thought it was a pretty decent movie. Um, I don't know, but like, to say I was expecting worse,
well, when you hear,
you know,
stuff like a dude baby just gets born and the guy
yeah,
uh, has sex with it, it
yeah,
sounds a lot more brutal than how it's portrayed on the screen.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like you do see the baby get born and you see the movements kind of, but it sounds a
yeah,
lot worse on paper than what it actually.
yeah.
To me, the more gory scene was like when he's, hooking up with the chick doggy style. He's just hacking her head off or whatever.
Oh
While he's
yeah,
doing it. Or
yeah,
do when he just like cuts his dick off or whatever. But
yeah. It's the sort of thing. I mean, I think it's one of those movies that's like, again, it depends on when you see it.
yeah, I saw that when it first came out.
Yeah,
Just because
and especially if you haven't heard.
yeah, when that movie had come out,
Yeah,
but yeah, that's the other thing. When I did see it, I didn't. No one had told me scenes like that, so it was one of
no,
those things where I was seeing it as it happened, and I was like, wow. But
yeah,
this thing though, it was kind of this came out at a time when I was like an extreme junkie, not
yeah,
drugs, but I mean talking about like I needed every extreme movie out there. Like
Yeah.
anything hardcore, like I was about it. You know, that was when I
Oh yeah.
first saw Martyrs, when I
Yeah.
first saw Inside, all that stuff. So
Yeah.
where now I've kind of not over it, but I do like it a lot, like extreme movies. But that was more of like
Ex-
a younger
yeah.
self for me that enjoyed it a lot more.
I dig extreme stuff, but it's I find a lot of the time it's more like the story behind the scenes.
Yeah,
Like honestly, like one of the most interesting things I've ever done is watched Bouquet of Guts and Gore with the commentary tracks on.
yeah,
It's great to hear the behind the scenes stuff, even more so than the film itself.
right.
You
Speaking
know?
of that, this you burned me a copy of Mermaid in a Manhole.
Yeah.
How extreme is that film? Because I am going to pop it in here in the next day or two.
It's nasty,
Yeah.
um
Does this one you gave me have commentaries on it or no?
no, it's just
The movie.
yeah.
That is there a second one on there?
Yeah, He Never Dies is on there as well.
Is that the one with you were just telling me about Henry Rollins?
No,
Oh, is that a guinea pig movie?
it's a guinea pig one, and it's a guy that tries to kill himself, and he realizes he can't die, no matter what he does to himself.
Which
So
one would
he
you say is the better out of the two?
depends on what you're going for. For grossness, it's Mermaid in Manhole. For just plain hilariousness, it's He Never Dies.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to see Mermaid in a Manhole the most out of all of them, just
Yeah.
because I like that title a lot.
It's like shot on video type stuff. It's your basic like V cinema stuff,
Yeah.
but it's got a real. Let's just put it this way: the ending changes the entire thing.
Yeah.
So you watch the entire thing, and then when it gets to the ending, you may do a double take.
How long is this thing?
I think it's about 45 minutes, something.
I was
It's
gonna
not.
say, is it like Tumbling Doll of Flesh, where it's just
Yeah,
real
it's
quick?
it's not super long, but
Because I found with a lot of that V cinema guinea pig type stuff, it needs to be quick, you know.
it does.
Because if you're looking at something like Tumbling Doll of Flesh, you know, if it's like an hour and a half, hour 40 minutes of that, you're kind of
I
like,
know.
oh my god, you know.
Yeah, you'd be like, just end already.
I know.
You know, yeah. The guinea pig stuff's good. I mean, I just wish they'd,
Release the
get,
box set.
yeah. I mean, I know that the German box set has English subs. But it is region 2, so
Yeah, I'm still hoping for. I'm still
Yeah.
hoping to one day run into the Region 1 set out in the wild.
yeah, it's the sort of thing. There are actually 2 region 1 sets from what I know. One of which is like some big super thing which comes with like a t-shirt and stuff. That is like impossible to find.
I'm talking about that one where it was just a black box.
Yeah,
And it had the logo
4
on
ones.
it.
Yeah, that one I think is a bit easier to find, but it's still, they're few and far between.
Yeah, I'll find it out in the wild one day. Because I
Yeah.
know a buddy of mine found it at a used bookstore, whatever the place is called.
Yeah.
He found it for like, I mean, it was at their used, but it was like $100. But if I saw it out in the wild for $99, I'd have to go ahead and buy it.
Yeah, it's worth it for that because I mean honestly, like, it's a piece of film history.
Yeah, and I would have. The weird thing is, I think if it was going to get released, it would have been released by now, though.
Yeah,
With all of the American guinea pigs coming out.
From what I know, Stephen Biro and Unearth tried to reacquire the rights to release it again, and for some reason they couldn't get them.
Wow.
And that's why they decided to go like the American guinea pig route.
Okay.
Because I guess, I don't know, maybe they were going to do like a special edition or something, but I don't think they could get the rights.
Yeah. It's funny. My one of my good buddies, Dustin, he has the set, and every time I go over to his house, I'm always like just in awe of it. Like I want it so bad.
Yeah.
And he was like a diehard Full Moon fan.
Yeah.
And I have like do you pay attention to Full Moon at all or no?
Yeah.
Like I got a bunch of those resin statues, like Ginger Dead Man and Evil
Oh
Mom,
yeah,
and like the head of the family and Bride of the Head of the Family.
yeah.
Like, all still in their boxes. Like I got all the demonic toys statues, but dude,
That's
like I wanted the guinea pig box so bad. I told
yeah,
Dustin, I was like, "Look, I'll give you every single one of these statues." And it
yeah,
really cost more. They cost more than the guinea pig set. But he's
yeah.
like, "Nah, I can't do it, man." And I
I
was like,
know,
"Dude," I'm like, "Damn, dude."
I
So if
know.
anybody listening has the guinea pig set, hit me up because
Yeah,
I need it.
yeah, yeah. Like I said, the German release has English subs, but I'm not sure if it's. I think it's a region 2.
Yeah, I
I
think I
don't
looked
think
it up and I
it's-
think it is.
Yeah,
But let's
but
end
then
this podcast on this note. Have you been paying attention to Song of Solomon?
yeah,
Dude, have you seen that poster they unlocked as the perk or whatever?
yeah,
Dude, that it was like a 27 by 40 poster of that priest on top of that chick.
yeah.
Dude, that thing is beautiful looking.
I'm so looking forward to that.
I'm more excited for Song of Solomon than I've been for Bouquet of or what yeah,
Bouquet
before
of Guts and
yeah,
Gore
I'm
and
more excited for
Bloodshot.
this. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean,
Like why would they with Song of Solomon, it looks so badass that I, that other one they're releasing too.
Sacrifice. Yeah,
Yeah, why they should have just waited a year to do that one too
yeah.
because
Well,
Song of Solomon looks so badass that it's like I could care less about Sacrifice at this point.
I know what you mean. Um,
Like
yeah,
that's just
Song
kind
of
of like the
Solomon just
added
looks.
bonus where it's like, yeah, but what about Sacrifice? It's like, oh
Yeah,
yeah, they are releasing that too.
yeah. I don't know. Maybe I haven't honestly really haven't heard that much about Sacrifice.
Yeah,
I mean,
neither have I. I
you
actually
know,
forget about it. I don't.
unless maybe I know it's in the can, so maybe they're it's I know it's finished and everything, so maybe they'll wait for a
That'd be the
while.
smart idea. Their best. Well, they got to hurry up with Song of Solomon though, because that's.
Yeah,
I mean, from what I understand, they're using 100% accurate
yeah.
exorcism
Exorcism
rituals and
footage.
stuff.
Yeah,
So that's badass.
yeah. Wouldn't it just be completely hilarious if people started like sending it back saying like it's making me sick or whatever, and
Oh, it's like a Halloween
it's
3 Season of the Witch thing
no,
where.
and it's like actually like depossessing really possessed people.
Like, in Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, the masks
Yeah,
are it's like the exact opposite. You buy this
yeah.
and that'd be funny as hell, man.
It would. Like every single copy goes back because everyone that bought it was actually possessed.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious.
It'd be good marketing.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I think it's going to seriously kick ass because I've enjoyed both of the American guinea pigs.
Oh, definitely. I like Bloodshock, too. Had Marcus Cook doing the directing.
Yeah. I dug Bloodshock just simply because, I know there's a cut of it that's all in color.
Yeah.
And I think, honestly, that would ruin it.
That's not included on the
No.
release,
It,
though.
from
It
what I
should
know,
be. I do like that option.
I think I think it's the German DVD might have of the full color version, and I know some of the Indiegogo pre-orders or whatever you could get the color version, and I
Well,
know they screened the color version a few times.
did you see the colored version of Human Centipede 2?
No, no,
I'm curious to see that one. I heard it makes it
yeah,
look more dirty and stuff, which is cool.
yeah. I always liked Human Centipede too.
Yeah, so do I. I like it.
I like more
I
than the
actually
first
like
one.
the first one the best, actually.
Yeah, I
I
like
like
the
that
second
low
one.
budget feel of the first one,
Yeah.
and I like the fact that it's not nearly as bad as everybody made it out to be.
I know. I just loved the director's, like, after the first one came out when he was making the second one, he was like, all these people were going on about the first one about like how gross it was. It's like, oh, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah, he says.
Kind
He
of like,
says,
yeah, we'll show it you now.
I laugh when he's making the second one. He's like, this one's gonna make the first one look like a Disney movie.
Yeah,
And it's like, and he
it-
does. The second one was brutal. It was disgusting.
know.
It was one of the most shocking movies I had seen at that point.
Yeah. I tell you what though, I love that fat guy.
Oh, definitely. That Lawrence Harvey or whatever.
He's awesome. I mean, seriously, how cool would it be to see him like doing Shakespeare or something?
Yeah.
That would
And
be hilarious.
yeah. You know what's
You
funny
know?
though is when that second one released and he was gonna make the third one, he's like, "All right, now this third one's gonna make the second one look like My Little Pony."
Yeah,
And at that point, I was like, "Yeah, impossible." You know what I
yeah,
mean? When you're saying that about the first one, I can get it because the first one really had nothing. I mean, it was
yeah,
more like you think it's like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You think you're seeing more than you actually are.
yeah.
But the second one showed so much. It's like you literally could not be more shocking unless you're just raping women the whole time. You know, it's just
That's true. Yeah,
like there's even the scene where the baby comes out of her
I know.
while
And
she's
it goes,
driving and she
I.
steps on its head. Like
Oh
as the
man,
gas pedal, dude, you see the
it's.
baby's head crush. It's like,
I
dude,
know.
how do you get more brutal than that?
Yeah, it's one of those scenes. It's horrible, but at the same time, it's
Oh, I
hilarious.
know. I was cracking up. And
You
then he
know?
has all these people. It's like this movie. Lawrence Harvey's watching. You know, the doctor's surgically doing it all.
Yeah,
He just
he's
has a
just
staple gun and he's just stapling them together with.
staple gun and duct tape.
Yeah,
And
dude. But
I don't know.
that's what made it more creepy though.
Oh yeah,
And then
that
he
it was
not
just.
only goes, it's like a 50-person centipede. He not only
Yeah,
goes to the back of it to fuck it for some reason,
I
he
know.
has to wrap barbed wire around himself to fuck
I
it,
know.
dude.
It was like, dude, seriously.
And another part I like is it's like, you know, I did like that throwback too, where he's going to pick up the actress from the first one.
Yeah,
She's like, "Oh,
yeah.
I'm going to be in the new Quentin Tarantino movie."
And he's like, yeah, you sure you are.
Yeah, that was.
We have
Dude,
another role planned for you.
yeah, and I love that too. The neighbor in his house or whatever. The dude is all tatted up, and
Yeah,
he just comes in
yeah.
and just starts wrecking shit.
Oh man. Yeah, seriously. There's some strange stuff in that movie. There really is.
Yeah, and then he's sitting in the place at his work watching the human centipede, and he's like jerking off with sandpaper.
Oh yeah, I just love it when the two girls walk past and they're like, "There's a midget in there jacking it."
I know they're like laughing about it. Like if I walk by and somebody's jerking it with sandpaper, dude,
Yeah,
I'm running. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like
It's
that's
like there's something wrong with this person.
yeah, that's not normal. I'm hauling.
Completely. Yeah, it's like bye.
Like dude, if he could stand that amount of pain, I got no chance. You know what I'm saying? Like
No,
ain't
no
nothing I'm
chance.
gonna do that's gonna hurt worse than that.
No. Oh man.
Man, so we're gonna close this podcast out.
Yeah.
Thank everybody for listening and who's been listening to past episodes. We got good stuff planned for the future.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
I think we see ourselves getting better, more of a groove going with these as we go.
Yeah, I think so. Definitely.
But next Saturday we'll be recording episodes. We'll bring you the usual news releases, and we'll be reviewing Child Eater.
Yep.
Now, it's the end of the show, so to close this off, what 3 titles would you suggest to any beginner?
This time I think I'm gonna go for like a specific like subgenre.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna go with. We'll go easy. We'll go with slasher.
yeah. I'll
So-
go with Slasher 2 after you then.
Yeah. So I'll just say, we'll just go with the classics. Friday the 13th, Part 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, Part 3. Probably Halloween, and lastly, Scream.
Scream? Yeah, that's a really good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Man, this is a hard thing because I actually didn't think about this segment till just before I said it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go with It. I think that's a movie every beginner should definitely see.
Yeah.
I love that movie. I'll go do
Yeah.
that. For a slasher, I'll say, man, a slasher that would be perfect for a beginner. Man, I don't really think about these kind of questions, so it's kind of tough being put on the spot.
Yeah.
I will say one that I would suggest to people that I think is awesome that more people should see is Curtains.
Yeah.
I think every beginner should see Curtains.
Yeah.
And then I'll go with Pieces. I think every horror fan needs to see Pieces.
Yeah,
It's
I agree with that.
It's just
Definitely.
one of those ones where if you want to, if you're talking to people that like horror and you want to kind of let the person know you have any idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, you bring up Pieces.
Yeah, that's one of those where if you want to be taken seriously as a horror
Yeah.
fan, you can't go wrong with Pieces.
No, definitely not. And any movie that has a line of like, guy picks up a chainsaw covered in blood and says, "Do you think this could be the murder weapon?"
Yeah,
Any
man.
movie that does that, you got to applaud.
Yeah, definitely. And I'll close off with one more suggestion. I think if you're not into horror and you're trying to get into it, I honestly think the best way you could start is Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah,
That has every single subgenre in it.
That's
It's short little stories. Has humor, gore, nudity.
Yeah.
Everything the horror genre has to offer is in that series.
yeah,
I'd say Tales from the Crypt more than I'd say Twilight Zone.
yeah.
Because Twilight
yeah.
Zone focuses a lot on sci-fi, where Tales from the
Yeah.
Crypt is straight up horror. So
That's true.
so
Yeah.
that's that. But
Yeah.
anyways, I'm Corey's Crypt,
BDG reviews.
and we'll see you next week around Monday. Peace.
Yep. Peace.